going.
Okay. So, briefly to fill in anybody who watches this, this game is a continuation from an old campaign. John McBride is currently king of the whole damn country. The Brute, Goldmane, a newer Goldmane, is his most trusted knight, also known as the 501st Legion, also known as Big Daddy Bonebreaking, also known as don't fuck with him in a one-on-one fight, no, for real, seriously.
Never challenged to non-lethal combat.
Yeah,
you
never
will
challenge
die.
him in non-lethal combat, he will accidentally kill you.
Is it an accident, though?
We've never figured that out.
Yeah.
Nothing you can prove legally. Joining
We've
them,
always used it as a lethal threat.
Joining them, we have Jason playing Third Tier, a lizard folk rogue monk combination that we put together yesterday that actually sounds really fun. And Rob as Balric Rick Habadier, which I'm going to slip up and call him Ric Flair at least twice. So,
Also known as Stalin.
Also known as Joseph Isanarovich Stalin, yes.
yeah,
As you can see by his beautiful cam.
bold
Yes.
strategy. Yet, somehow the third worst mustache out of all the cameras present. So, with that, I'm going to do a little bit of exposition just to let everybody know where we're at, and we'll hop right into it. So, going with the map that is currently visible, this is the area of Dalton's Keep. It is a small island off of the main continent of Aeland. I have to redo the entire map for Aeland because the website where I made my map recently updated itself, and so my old map is obsolete, so I have to do an entire re-update. So hopefully I'll have that for next time we play. But this is Dalton's Keep. Roughly 8 years ago, John became king against his will. They got into shenanigans in an area known as Haversham. There was...
I thought this was 2 years post Haversham.
Oh no, this is about 8 years. Y'all been at this for a while. You've been doing the king. You've been on the king game for a while now.
So all the cities are burning. God.
Yeah, you've burned down all the cities because they didn't give you shinies. After fighting a red dragon, saving the city of Haversham, Goldmane being mind-controlled into choking one of their teammates to death, it's been a relatively unchill 8 years. John McBride has been busy basically trying to prove to the people, because he was replacing his father, Russell, a very beloved king. He's trying to show everybody else, who has taken to snidely calling him the bastard king, because he is the bastard of Russell, that he is just as good as Papa. As a result, he fought in the demon incursions that were happening on the Elven continent, gave the elves a bit of a hand. Joke. And that's where we're going to assume he picked up Balric, a furbolg. They hang out with the elves, I'm going to say. And Third Tier was a gift from the lizard folk government, consulate of the lizard folk.
So he would have fought in the demon incursion as well then?
Yep, he was a bit younger then. But
Now he's one leg in the grave.
yep. All at 24 years old.
Fucking old.
All at 24 years old for...
You're a third of the way there, bro.
Grizzled veteran.
Yep. Can't even legally rent a car.
Oh, I have a meme for this, but I'm not going to post it.
So,
You guys can
Your
just keep
last
him in
couple of-
Discord.
your last couple of years in Aeland have been relatively calm for you, John.
Okay.
There hasn't been a whole lot of warring to fight. You brought relative stability. There's still, the shit storm that is politics. But, as far as actually fighting and things like that go, nothing too heavy has occurred in the last couple of years. So we have a plot. You have accepted the invitation of one Lord. Let's see, one Lord Fiorno Adario.
Is there spelling for this?
Yes. Here in chat. He has invited you to Dalton's Keep to witness a tournament that he is throwing in looking for a third knight. Just to explain the politics briefly, every lord gets 3 knights who are basically supposed to be, the paragons and, of their houses that represent everything they stand for. He's got a big tournament going on, and he goes, my king, come to my city. Let's get drunk. Let's have a good time. Bring your friends. It'll be great.
Excellent plot device.
So,
Is
John,
Coldplay
my
in
only question-
competition?
Of course, the one time I'm not playing an alcoholic character.
So, John, my only question for you is, do you take the Atronimus, or do you teleport?
Atronimus.
Okay.
Silly question. Silly DM.
So, I just had to make sure. So,
The Atronimus me and have history.
you arrive outside of Dalton's Keep. You see there's a massive gathering of people on the docks, as it was announced that their king would be arriving via his magical flying pirate ship with a ghost pirate crew that sings shitty Disney songs.
That his grandpapa made love to his wife and
Yes.
they continued the bloodline of Keegan's.
Yes. There's a gathering of people on the docks. People are waving and cheering and stuff as they see the ship coming in. The pirate first mate approaches. "We're coming in, my king." And they set the ship down in the waters right outside of the city. You see a man. Behind him are several men in their heraldry. The green and yellow. And it's just it's 2 crossed spears and a 7-pointed star in the center.
Question, did I ever marry what's-her-face?
Yes, you did marry Amber Short.
Okay.
She is currently back at home with the first of your 5 kids with her.
Right.
Jonathan McBride does not live a happy life in the future.
Wow.
Anyways, you see the heraldry, the green and yellow stars, and you see, best way to describe Lord Adario, he's young, he's about your age, he's 32. Standing beside him is a fairly attractive woman. She's all in the finest gowns and all that stuff, wearing the green and yellow. She's got very plain features. If we're gonna give them both celebrities, they're very pretty people. So let's say Lord Adario is Tom Hiddleston. Let's give him that face. And I don't know, let's go Natalie Portman. She looks innocent.
Puny God.
So it begins. Standing beside him on his left and his right. On his left, you see a very attractive woman in full plate armor. Armor is definitely magical. Her weapon on her hip is definitely magical. She's got this pixie cut, and she's just got this almost kind of smug look on her face.
Have we got off the Atronimus, or is this all we're seeing from the Atronimus?
You're you're waiting for the dock. The ghosts are slowly lowering, the...
Oh, well, fuck that shit. I'm legitimately just gonna kind of walk to the edge of the boat and hop off and use my level 14 dragon wings to slowly lower myself to the ground in front of him.
All right. The king does not fuck around. Everyone's like...
Yeah, everybody's just like, oh!
Oh! Oh! At the display.
kind of expecting to
You
like,
gotta
look up
lower
and
it
see.
slow. It really gets their dicks hard.
How high up are we?
About 15 feet over the dock.
Superhero landing.
Yeah,
To a
let's do
superhero landing.
Superhero landing.
Roll me in athletics.
Right. On it.
I'm gonna do a double back flip off.
Roll me acrobatics.
In athletics?
Bam, done.
Or a strength save?
Athletics.
Just cause,
Actually,
just
it's
cause.
the same number, so it's okay.
Well,
Roll
Fred Boat, where are you? Oh,
That
Fred Boat's
hits.
not allowed in this channel.
roll me 2d10.
Give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own.
It's from Deadpool.
2d10.
You gotta do superhero
Yes,
landing.
roll
Wait
2d10
for
damage.
it. Woo!
Uh,
Superhero landing.
Goldmane,
Yes.
you superhero landing. It looks cool as shit until you realize that you put your knee through the dock. Rick,
Sorry.
are you gonna do sweet stuff? Third
Rick
tier
is-
just lands and looks just very, I suppose, like unimpressed. Like, yes, I did a flip.
Rick is like, now is not the time for fancy showmanship from him, so he's just gonna wait until it's
I
set
was
up.
really hoping that your clumsy ass was definitely gonna fuck it, yeah.
One of our squad has to fail.
Listen, I'm smarter than that. You know.
Goldmane, but McBride, you turn around, you see Goldmane's already got a knee through the dock, and he just kind of quickly pushes, and the dock shakes a little bit as he just wedges his knee free and stands up.
I'm not even phased.
You
That's
can't
just-
see his eyes behind the helmet, but his body posture suggests nobody saw that.
That is the most Kyle response.
It didn't happen. That hole's not from me.
On the
It was here when we pulled up. I saw it.
on the right side of the Lord, you also see a very well armored dwarf who's actually carrying a very, very interesting looking hammer. And he's just kind of got it the head of the hammer is on the dock, his hands are just resting on top, and he's just, in military rest.
How close am I to the king?
You're about, to John, you're about 15 feet away. I presume he drifted towards, the meeting party.
Damn
Yeah.
it. Okay. Damn it.
Balric, I presume now that the
Yeah, now
the
that
bridge is
it's
finally...
now that
and-
it's there, going down.
And
Actually gonna walk down
Balric
like a badass.
marches his large ass down. Just for anybody watching to give a better mental visual, John McBride is about 5'11". You want to describe how John looks really quick?
He's fucking 5'11". At this point, I think he probably grew his hair back out. So I probably got longer hair like I did in Haversham. He's everything you think of with fucking chiseled jaw, all that fucking shit. Everything you'd think of the fucking ridiculously handsome king.
Yeah,
He's well bit.
obscenely handsome.
Very well bit. Not overly steroided like a certain Kyle.
Yes. Goldmane, would you like to briefly describe what Goldmane looks like?
My icon.
Okay. They can't see your icon, Kyle.
Oh,
So,
they can't?
yeah.
Did they roll 20?
Let me just make it large.
Oh. Alright, well, he's 6'8", about 350 pounds. And usually he's always in armor unless he's sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a half orc, but you really can't tell till his helmet's on.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. He's just big is what people call his race.
Soon we'll call him a
Right.
halfling.
Shenanigans. Third tier. You want to give a rough how does the
Sure.
flippy lizard look?
Fairkier is about, we'll call him 6'4", and probably 240. He's a little smaller for a lizard, but he's bigger than most humans.
Yeah. And then we have how big is Rick?
Rick,
Maybe Tiny Rick.
going for the moderate size of any furbolg. He is 7 feet tall and 6 inches. He weighs 280 pounds. His skin is a purplish blue, and he has brown hair, most notably a very thick mustache on his lips that kind of comes down almost in a... Yeah, and you can't teach... And it comes down like almost around his chin.
God damn it.
Tragically, yesterday that tag team broke up with Big Cass kicking Little Enzo in the face. Almost
No!
today.
So you're extremely tall, but because you only weigh 200-something pounds, you're actually rather thin-looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like a
More
cow.
hilariously, the visual I love is the fact that, because, I mean, obviously there's other royal officials in attendance, to the king on the ship. But the king gets off first, and the king is, like, a little taller than your average human, and then just, like, the monsters come off the fucking ship with him.
Yeah, I was going to say, that moment when the person that's 5'11" is the shortest person in the party.
The Lord, his eyes go, a little wide at, again, as suddenly, the fucking monster squad, it's like the Monstars from Space Jam just rolled in, like, oh, God. But he quickly regains his composure. And last of his little group here with him are his 2 sons. One appears to be about 16, is nearly his father's height, and looks a lot like his dad. Dark hair, very good looking. He's wearing a light set of armor. And to his left, just holding a book in his hand and standing next to his mom and holding his mom's leg, is another son, and looks like basically has his mom's face, but has his dad's hair color and eye color. And, as the Monstars, assemble in a semicircle behind John, and the crowd is just, oh wow, yeah,
That Balric guy. He's awesome.
Dario approaches, walks forward. King Jonathan, it is so great for you to finally make it here to Dalton's Keep. It is lovely to see you again. He, takes the knee, grabs your hand, kisses your hand gently.
Have I actually met him
Smiles.
before?
You've, I'm presuming in your 8 years of being king, at a consulate of the lords or, just on your various visits around, to show who's the new boss, You probably met him. We'll say the last time you met him, he had just inherited the throne from his dad, who died at the age of 70. And he was 24 at the time. 24, 25.
So look and be like, hello, Lord Adario. It's good to see you again.
He nods. Standing up next to you and gently placing an arm around your shoulder. Come with me, friend. I have so much to show you and about all the wonderful things that we've done in our city since your last visit here. Can I get you any wine? He turns and offers his, throws his hands openly and looking at the Monstars, as I will now call all of you. Can I get any of you wine? Perhaps some food?
I would gladly take food.
I could also eat.
Balric just raises a hand and shakes his head.
Okay. He turns and you see him look at a servant and, the servant bolts, plays it off, puts his hand back around John's shoulder. Come, we have a festival prepared for your visit, and we have a great night of revelry planned before the games tomorrow. Planned before the games tomorrow.
He became Asian. Right?
Right?
Mike Tyson and Asian.
Yeah, I word salad a lot. At this point, you see his
What
two
are his
guards.
2 knights doing?
They're just standing, watching. The dwarf is just stoic. He's as dwarf as a dwarf can dwarf. If you only,
How much dwarf could a dwarf if a dwarf could
If a
dwarf
dwarf could dwarf, yeah, he's dwarfing the most dwarf you can dwarf.
What about the woman?
She's just standing there, sizing everybody up. If you want to roll a perception to, like, take a keen look at her, as I feel like Goldmane is doing.
Goldmane's like, woman in armor.
Oh,
Babies. What's the size of her waist, Cal? He's got this bitch sized up. Give me
you
that
gotta really
waist and
look at
that
her.
bust.
She's looking around, where the dwarf is dwarfing. She's, just kind of idly looking around, like, oh, formality, this is, you see her as the Lord and the King walks past. You see her eyes actually go down at backsides. Like, you see her head turn. She definitely does the, what we got going on back there?
She's a butt lady. Okay.
Goldmane just does a quick squat before walking forward.
Get that butt toned up, yeah.
Then she turns and falls into lockstep behind, and then the dwarf turns and follows into lockstep behind, and then you guys, I presume, follow.
Yes, most definitely.
Checking out that butt now.
It's buttception. There's a train of butts.
Well, like what? Like tell me,
Yeah. What more would you like to know?
Well, like how tall is she? Like, what's like the
What are the dimensions here? Okay.
like
She's fairly tall for a woman. She's 5'10", inch shorter than John. Short pixie cut with natural highlights, just like from being out in the sun. She's got brown hair, parts of her lighter because she's out in the sun often. Tan olive skin, green eyes. You got a crit, so B cups closing in on C cups and a butt that won't quit. Boom. Have fun with that.
86% combat effective. Here's a tip.
And legs that go all the way up.
They forced to listen to me listening to Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more?
all right, one more thing. How long have we been on the ground? Just one.
Yeah, it's only been about 2 minutes. There was.
Okay, so it's been about a minute, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would also like to use my Know Your Enemy feat as a fighter.
Yeah.
And would like to know
About the dwarf.
the total class level.
Total class level for her?
Yeah.
Because you've been staring at her ass this whole time, and somehow magically, by looking at her ass this entire time, you figured out everything about her fighting style and what she knows and doesn't know. Okay, sure, I'll roll with it.
No, just total class level. That's it.
Total class
I
level?
don't need to know. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, I know. It's
two. I can choose two out of this whole list. So I'll do strength score and total class level.
Strength score is 16.
Okay.
And total class level is 11.
Okay. So that's the kind of bodyguard this king is rolling with. Okay.
Yeah, remember, she might be a cleric. She might be stronger in a different area.
I know. I'll do the dwarf later.
Dwarf comes later, right now.
He's a level 20 dwarf in the dwarf class.
Class
level-
of dwarfiness.
Level 20 dwarf.
So
dwarf.
moving this along. You guys head further into town. John, as you're walking, the streets are lined with people. Apparently, everybody took a day off work for this. People are throwing confetti. You're used to this whole shtick by now. Like when you first became king, and you would do these things and go into places. You're like, man, this is pretty cool. 8 years in, you're just like, yeah, a parade.
Hooray.
People cheering my name. You're pretty used to the adulation. Yep, you're just. Third tier you're still also kind of getting used to this. Where you come from, they don't do this kind of thing. It's still a little weird. And same with you, Rick. It's
Don't suck the king's stick just because.
well, parades just in general. You're like, people play music and celebrate for someone showing up. Weird.
Turkey, I mean, you clearly just don't have men as handsome as me.
That's very true.
To each their own.
But Goldman loves parades.
Yeah, Goldman loves parades. Goldman is totally into parades.
He's all about hearing the people chanting.
Yeah, so, Goldman, also, you're getting a lot of adulation because your renown and fame has grown along with the king's. So people are throwing things at you. You're also used to getting, like, roses thrown at you, women throwing, undergarments, things of that nature. Basically, Anur, you're very used to, like, all the very pretty women in town because everybody knows you're a bachelor. It's, like, shockingly famous. It's, like, one of the things most gossiped about that you haven't taken a wife yet.
No interest in it yet.
Yep. So that's when
Jamie Lannister.
That's when all the prettiest girls in town just, like, line up and they're just like, hey.
I just kind of ignore him for now.
You do that a lot.
Yep.
Most of them get pretty upset about that.
He doesn't need the pretty girls. He needs his John Cena. That never gets old.
No. Rick, how do you respond? How does
do the air horn
respond all this
I am disappointed.
revelry?
Wait, what?
So you didn't even do the air horn bot? I'm disappointed.
Rick just kind of has this.
Okay, so
That's the best another one. I'm sorry.
Okay. Rick, generally, like, even though he typically has a hard time understanding, like, the more subtle parts of emotion, but, with everybody celebrating, he just kind of, to look cheerful, has, like, a half smile on him.
Yeah. All right. So you guys walk through several streets. You make your way up to the keep. It's about a mile walk. It's not the worst. At some point in front of you, a procession, a band, starts playing. Again, more people just throwing flowers and revelries and all this. And you arrive at the Lord's estate. The gates open, the doors open, you come in, you're standing in the grand foyer, and Adario, shows you the new additions to his keep. Look at this, we built a brand new, beautiful marble staircase. We recently found a handsome supply of marble to the south. And over here, he shows you, like, a new painting he recently had completed. This is another thing that you've grown accustomed to, is just lords basically like, look at all the nice stuff I have. Aren't I important?
I'm just gonna chit-chat about the little things that I know about it that I picked up over the years of bullshit.
Yep. You're very good at your social graces. In fact, roll me a performance check to,
I don't think I actually am trained in performance, Rip.
Yeah, but you've got a charisma that's out of this world.
Isn't my charisma higher than 20 at this point? Because of...
Not quite yet. That is
nice.
going to be one of the things that happens.
Wow, spoiler alert.
I know, right?
I mean, I already knew about it from the level 20.
But yeah, the Lord totally buys in. Yeah, Dario totally buys in. So you're just making polite chit-chat and, feigning interest and stuff when, you're just like, I just want to get to my vacation.
I'm also just quietly like, please don't kill anybody, Anur.
Yeah. Which brings us to Anur. What are you doing? Everybody else, except for the marching band, obviously, they stopped outside of the gates. Although it'd be funny as shit if the marching band went in front of everybody, like still playing the instruments in the hall. The Lord's in there, the Lord's wife, his 2 kids, the dwarfiest dwarf of dwarfing, and the woman whose ass you've literally been washing since, you got off the boat, have all walked into the room. What is the Goldmane doing? As you now see Lord Adario, again, still with an arm around John as if they've been the bestest of friends ever, excitedly showing him all these new additions to his keep, to his castle.
So was I in the room before they walked in, or I walked in behind them, right?
You walked in behind them, yeah, you followed.
Okay. Well, if Adario and John is like, if Adario's pretty much giving John like a tour, I'm kind of just gonna stay by the other 2 bodyguards.
Okay.
Or walk towards the other 2 bodyguards and attempt to make small talk, which is not Goldmane's best.
Yeah, no, this is very weird for Goldmane. John, roll a perception. Third gear, you can also roll a perception because you've been with these goons.
I see it!
Yeah,
Sees it.
Out of the corner of your eye, the both of you, third gear, you're just kind of standing there like, your whole job description anyways is protect the king, so you're just like, you're checking the room out and stuff, but you, again, also notice this, and this is weird, with Balric being the newest friend of the group, so to speak, so maybe he hasn't caught up on all the, the shenanigans and stuff, but you see it. Goldmane is actually going in
behind the ears.
Yeah, Goldmane is actually going in to make small talk for once instead of just brooding right behind John as he normally does.
I'm not going to show any emotion because I don't, being a wizard, but I'm going to make mental
I'm going to be
note of that.
very, distracted. Whatever he's talking about, I'm not looking at, because I'm just kind of looking at Anur like, what? John's confused.
So Anura's gonna make his way over to those 2, and
John
he's gonna
hurt himself in his confusion.
He's gonna open up with, so you guys are bored by these festivities too?
The dwarf looks up at you, and he just offers a very quick hand to you.
Like to shake, or?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
No, to suplex.
He goes, well, as you know, formalities and things to make the people happy are something we must attend. It's something that's part of our duty. Dunlin Brastower.
The dwarfiest of names.
Yeah, seriously. Goldmane.
It's actually in my notes that he isn't the dwarfiest of dwarves.
Goldmane will shake and not suplex.
Okay.
And
Thank God.
Good start.
And as you turn, the woman who's, the woman who you've had your attention affixed to the entire time, she's not even looking at you per se, as Dunlin's, shaking your hand, and giving you a bit of adulation. He goes, I've heard of the great many deeds that you have done, and I am very happy to make your acquaintance, Lord Goldmane.
Oh, well, that makes me happy. I like to make your acquaintance too. Good fighters are hard to come by.
He nods. You notice, though, she doesn't give a singular shit. She's too busy just eyeing up the king. Or at least her head's in that direction.
And I'm going to turn to her and ask what her name is too.
Oh, she kind of, you kind of see her, she's running her tongue across her teeth, and she kind of, yeah.
Poor Annoying.
She... Solara Zolfan. They call me the Marvelous One. She
Why is that?
gives a polite curtsy, and sorry, that's so fun.
That's beautiful. 10 out of 10.
She immediately gives you a look that's like, you haven't heard of me? Kind of a thing. There was that small deal of me killing the rampaging giant right outside of Mount Dalton. No? Didn't make it to the shores?
No, but that is a good feat.
You know, how about shutting down the newest branch
What
of the
kind
Red
of
Knives
giant
gang?
was it? I step up and ask.
Going in for the assist.
Yeah. It was a stone giant. He said we had disrespected the boundaries set in an agreement we had made over what we were allowed to quarry. When we proved to him that he was wrong, he flew into a rage and killed an entire mining company, roughly 40 men. He then set his eyes on Gasper, but luckily I was there to handle everything. And you just see the dwarf actually roll his eyes as she says that. I was there too.
I see.
That's all right, I guess. As I drop back a few feet,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
looking very not impressed.
That's a good feat. We met the giant titans. Pretty nice group of people.
Oh, so that one is actually not legend. You're claiming that one to be true.
Ah, yes, very true. One of them was a total dick. Believe he's dead now.
Well, forgive me. It is difficult to make what is true and what is false from the very many claims that come out about you. And as she turns back around, you're king.
Well, if you're so interested in the claims, you can go ask him yourself.
Oh, in due time. In due time.
I got like a fucking awesome wedding band, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna lean over toward the door. The wife's not gonna be happy about that one.
I ain't sleeping with her. She won't care. Wife could probably kick her ass.
He just, nods slowly.
Now, since I've kind of achieved somewhat of a small talk with the dwarf, I'd like to do the
Okay.
7th level thing. So I do want to actually be fair on this. It does only say that you tell me if it's equal, superior, or inferior, not the actual number.
Oh, okay.
I read the full thing out. So, just to make it fair, and, I'm not trying to cheat or anything.
Get the fuck out of here, Jason.
So I want to do strength score and constitution.
Strength score? Strength score?
That English is on point today.
I know, right? Inferior.
Okay.
And the other one you wanted to know was Constitution?
Yeah.
What is your Constitution?
20.
20.
Equal.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask, do you want to have a drinking competition?
He takes a look at you. As much as it would brighten my heart to down several mugs of ale, I am currently on the clock, as you humans like to say.
Well, how about later tonight?
Perhaps. We'll see. But I also have an early day tomorrow protecting the king and making sure that the young lord is ready for the competition. So I will have to have a easy night. I'm getting up there in years. I can't throw him back like I used to.
Kind of surprised you didn't fly off the handle on him there, Kyle. He has to protect the king.
I mean, Goldmane's just gonna be like, the king can protect himself. I don't really know why we're even here. Well, it's just like trophies at the time at this moment.
I know, but as the law dictates, when the king visits a lord's lands, it is the knights of the land's duty, first and foremost, over the knights of the king, to stand in the line of fire.
I got you, I know. I respect your wishes. Seems a little unneeded, but I respect them. And it's gonna give a nod, shake his hand again, and then walk over towards Thurkir.
Okay. Yeah, the chick doesn't even notice you've walked away. Rick, what are you doing? You've seen this whole awkward display of Goldmane making friends? That seems new.
Well, Rick is just kind of doing his weird stoic death cleric stuff. And
everything is futile. Nothing means anything.
he's not goth emo about it, but he is very stoic.
Everything will turn to ash eventually. No, I get it.
As Goldmane approaches me, I'm just going to let him know that his your small talk sticks out like a sore throat. I'm going to use persuasion to be like, give him a wink like he knows what I'm talking about.
Yes! Oh. Jesus Christ, how do you have a plus 13?
Jason, go ahead and take
Expertise.
inspiration for that. That was brilliant.
Why do you have plus 13?
Expertise.
Oh.
Yeah, rogue expertise. As previously stated, this monk rogue hybrid build is kind of dirty. I'm really proud with how it came out. I also hate that I have to go
at
against
the
it,
same
but,
time.
yeah.
Alright, calm down, lizard.
Oh, you're
Like,
persuaded.
you know what I'm talking about.
Like the
can't
most
help but grin at
exaggerated
that.
of lizard winks, because like he can't really slow down the eye, so he's just like. Meanwhile, and then we recently installed this brand new beautiful banister from woods, hauled in from the south. Look at it. Look at the craftsmanship. Look at the grain. Isn't it beautiful, King?
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
As he's been ignoring
I want
the-
to see how
as he's
beautiful
been-
it actually is.
As he's been ignoring it and just paying attention to Goldmane not making friends very well.
Yeah, no, John's just kind of like, at this point, like, he's still, like, definitely engaging, but he's, you know, you can see he's fallen into the whole, you know, yeah, no, fantastic, great, yeah, good stuff.
More curious as to what Goldmane was doing. He was being social without murder.
Pretty strange.
Attempting to.
Well, he was social. Doesn't mean he was good at it. You might be able to train him.
Goldmane's just gonna go back to brooding.
I am back.
Yeah, the natural
Your shadow has returned.
We are just all edgelords.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the entire point of this entire party.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to be an edgelord at level 15. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
True.
You're ridiculous in some form or another. So after another painful 15 minutes of him, you know, bragging about just like how cool his castle is, he's never over the top with it, but you definitely like halfway through, you're like, I understand. Yes, the bounty of your lands is bountiful. It's you got good stuff. Cool.
Please stop. Plus,
He finally pauses and invites a small halfling over. This is Donovan.
Sparta.
Donovan just waves. He will show you to your room, Your Majesty, and then he gestures to, you know, your entourage. And he will show the rest of them to your rooms. As I understand, the rest of your crew from the ship is making their way here currently. And dinner will be served in a couple of hours.
Wait, does the crew ever actually leave the ship?
Not the ghost crew. There's also, like, you know,
There's
like
regular crew.
diplomats and, you know, like various
okay,
people who are
okay.
just there for, you know, political stuff. But
They really just wanted to ride on the Atronomus, let's be honest.
yeah, you know, well, the best way to put it is you've got an entourage of like, you know, aside from the party, you've got an entourage of about 20 people who come with you. You know, small military guard, because frankly, you have Goldmane, so that's about enough.
I'm an entire legion.
I am the hype!
I am the Legion!
I have my own number.
Their legion is approximately 1 Goldmane in strength.
Kid me, that's pretty terrifying still.
5,000 troops versus Goldmane. Equal fight.
pretty close.
Okay. And before Adario leaves your presence, McBride, he tells you, but if I can have your presence here in about an hour and a half, I have a gift for you.
Oh. Sure, I don't have anything else to do.
Suspicious.
He smiles. You're going to love it. I cannot wait until you see it.
Where would you like to meet me?
Meet me here in the foyer.
Does Goldmane hear this? Am I close enough?
Yeah, you've taken up your position as the shadow of McBride.
I would like to roll an insight to get a gut feeling.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's suspicious. Well,
Nothing.
there goes that.
He's
Fucking
still
shit.
brooding over his poor
I don't
social
know. No,
interaction.
actually, no. It's you're starting to feel your worst feelings.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Suspicion.
Your suspicion
no.
are, because
The
obviously,
paranoia starts creeping in.
yeah. No, you're just reading it and like you're reading his smile, and he's got a great smile. Not as great as John's smile. But, like he's got this big toothy smile, and his body language is, I've got a fantastic gift for you. And he's like, he means murder.
He knows he's planning something. He's being sneaky. I don't like it. Shadow's got a bad feeling.
God damn it.
With that, Adario gives a very deep bow. He clearly does yoga. And departs. At this point, Davenport, yes, King McBride, this way, please.
I'll just casually follow him.
You casually follow him. Again, it's that hilarious visual of fucking, as the rest of the party, I assume, falls in line, of...
We assemble in height order every time.
So Thurkir behind John, with Goldmane behind him, with Rick bringing up the rear.
But then I wouldn't be the shadow.
No, I know. No, it's like Goldmane's right behind John with Thurkir, like not far behind, and then Rick kind of bringing up the rear. There's this hilarious bit where every time you guys walk through a human-sized door, like three of you have to duck.
Yeah, I have to basically like crouch. And be...
Yeah.
You like a limbo master at this point?
Yes.
And he leads you upstairs to a beautiful room. Let your imagination run wild. There's a small fountain in the corner, clearly magically enchanted. Massive bed, beautiful polished floors. A great view of the garden. There's a hedge maze out back. My liege, this will be your room. And then he looks at the other three. You three, come with me.
Suspicion.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll nod and follow.
I'll not follow, but Goldmane's feelings, it's growing. He's splitting all the bodyguards up from the king.
He takes you out into the hallway and down to the next door over and opens the room, and there are 3 bunks. 2 of them are sized for Goldmane and Rick. As he gestures, we received word of the size of the King's Guard, and as such, we made the appropriate accommodations. Let me know if everything is to your liking. There will be several servants stationed on this floor to attend to your every need. Food, wine, women. No.
Bard
I
just
just
kind of
stare at him, blank face.
Yeah, I was about to say Bard just gives him a blank kind of look.
Goldmane's be like, that's not going to be needed.
Very well. You can see he's kind of like, really? 3 people who kill people all the time, they don't want to have sex. Okay, weird. He goes, make yourselves at home, and if you need anything truly serious, make sure to get a hold of me. I am in charge of all of the keep's main. I run the show.
What is your name?
Davenport. Donovan Davenport.
Right.
All right,
Okay,
Double
fine.
D.
He gives a deep bow and scoots his little ass out the room.
Does everybody here do yoga? Dear God.
It's the new thing.
It might help you live longer.
Yeah.
I don't like yoga.
Oh, I've got that master dexterity. I still can't do a toe touch though.
Goldmane at the gym. You gonna warm up? You gonna stretch? Nope. Put all the weights you can on the rack. All right, and so here, anybody needs to pee. I gotta go grab another drink and think about what I'm gonna do for 5 minutes. So we'll take a quick bio, and we will be right back.
I got this.
Oh my God.
It's on loop for 10 hours.
Oh my God. Well, in that fucking case, I'm gonna head off for a second.
You could turn it down, you know.
No, it's not that. I literally am gonna go use the bathroom.
Okay.
The music, though.
Yep.
We
I
needed
just-
a
I just
break
wanna-
music.
I just want to say, Jason, I love your beard.
Thank you. You should have seen it like 2 weeks ago.
Before you got it trimmed, too trimmed.
Yeah, it was like 4 times as large as this. It was pretty ridiculous. I have a picture on my Instagram, but I don't think I have one on Facebook.
I can't grow full beards. I just grow like a little goatee. It's terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, not everybody is blessed with the kind of beard that I have.
Makes me happy to have this music.
Oh, I saw an arm.
I saw Jake.
Okay.
The wild Jake has appeared.
I think we're still waiting on Kyle.
So.
I think we're trying to figure out how to download this fucking picture.
We're waiting on Kyle.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, fuck.
The endless Jeopardy theme.
Yeah, man, 10 hours.
I don't know why this is killing me so much, but it is.
Oh, wait, here's a picture. This will work. Oh, that's the wrong channel.
It's like being in the elevator to hell.
Yeah, you never go to hell. It's just Jeopardy.
You're just in an elevator going down, listening to this theme over and over and over. Okay, well, I'll give another minute for Kyle. I'm gonna pop back downstairs to grab something really quick then.
Alright, I'm back.
Rip. Here, here's a picture of the beard before I trimmed it.
Oh, that beard. That is a true lumberjack beard.
Yeah, man, it's like 9 months of trying to grow that thing. I just wanna scream!
How could this?
Alright, Jason, I have to ask.
What?
I have to ask.
What?
How long ago was that?
2 weeks.
This picture?
Yeah.
A month ago, probably.
Okay. Is Sabrina just now hitting her punk rebellion stage?
Okay, dokie, already
No, it's just kind of been there for like 2 years,
That hurt.
Gotcha.
at least.
Do I have a gold main? Okay.
Yes.
He literally
Alright.
got here as you went AFK.
Oh, that sucks.
Like, before you even left the camera.
Yeah, like right as you took your earbuds out, Kyle goes, "I'm here," and we're just like, "Well, rip." How could this happen to me?
I hope you can edit all this shit.
Oh, he's not gonna.
I know he's not. No, it's the worst.
It's part of what makes it funny.
Suppose. Maybe.
Alright.
Anyways, back to it. So, you guys are in your room. John, you're in your bitchin' presidential suite.
Yeah.
Goldmane's got his ear to the wall, listening to see if anything's going on with John.
Um,
I want to. Goldbane wants to keep track of how that hour goes by so that he can walk into the hallway when John does.
okay. Roll me a perception, I guess?
Please be bad.
Yeah, I was hoping for another one. That would have been hilarious. Yeah, no, you're able to wait the hour. John, you just, kind of sit there, enjoy having, like an hour to yourself for once. It's not often, you get some alone time for once. And
Pick the dirt between my toes while I wait.
yeah, pretty much. It's kind of all you can do. All right, so the hour passes.
Sharpen my scimitar.
McBride, you walk out from the room. Goldmane, you do it at the same time because you were paying attention.
As you walk into the hallway, like Goldman's gonna call John. Before you go, 1 minute.
Alright. Just kind of walk over.
I have a sneaky and bad suspicion feeling about this guy. I don't like it.
We've known him for a while, Goldman.
People can change quickly. Magic could happen. I don't like it. I request that you let me tell you.
I feel like I don't have a say on the matter with you anymore, do I?
I mean, I am your shadow, so not really.
Right after
Which-
seeing Goldmane walk out, I'm gonna start walking out now.
A double one.
Hey, you ran out of the room pretty quick.
At this point, I'm face palming.
Well, is it time, my lord?
Don't think he requested all of us.
I mean, Balric's not out there.
Alright, so this is what the game plan's gonna be. The king is still going to meet the Lord one-on-one. We are just going to watch from afar.
You hear an audible sigh
You're
from
gonna
John.
be creepy as fuck already.
Hey, you're the rogue.
Like I said, you hear an audible sigh from John.
Feel like something's up with this Lord.
I just want to say, with Kyle's tone, it sounds like he's trying to do a preacher thing where he's like, "Oh Lord."
All right. So who's all going? Is from the sounds thing, Rick? Or are you just gonna chill at the castle?
Rick's just gonna chill.
Okay. Rick has elected to stay at the castle. So that means we got Third here, and we've got Goldmane and McBride heading out. As Kyle just gives himself more and more nicknames.
The brute, the shadow, Goldman.
The Suffocator. The 501st. The 1v1 me, I'll fight you, mum, shitlord. Yeah. He is all these things. So
I'm not
you guys,
buying it, but I also don't trust Goldmane to not do something ridiculous. So I'm gonna tail them.
fair.
John the Sire, McBride.
John doesn't know.
Oh, that pun just gave me.
I'm
cancer.
sneaking.
Um,
Come on, that's a great pun. Don't
I
hate.
hate you. I hate you. So,
So I'm tailing John, and then Third Tier's tailing me.
yes. You guys head down to the foyer. Third gear standing at the top of the stairs, kind of like watching from behind the corner. He's got amazing stealth. You know, Goldmane and McBride down there when Lord Adario reappears. Both of his knights and both of his sons, but no wife in sight, are with him.
See.
Are you ready, King McBride?
Am I aware that he's tailing me?
The third gear is you can roll a perception, stealth check first perception.
Or are you like, you said you're watching from afar, like Kyle, are you like hiding and watching from afar, or are you just like 5 feet away watching me?
To specify, I'm not tailing McBride, I'm tailing Kyle.
Right.
I'm tailing Goldmane.
Okay, so wait, so Kyle, are you hiding? Ish? As best as a Goldmane can hide? Roll me your stealth, because at disadvantage,
Big bulky armor.
giant man in bright red armor. And I still feel like, no, like, they just see you kind of like standing like 20 feet away. They're just kind of like, Dario's just, Goldmane, will you be joining us at the gift presentation ceremony?
Yes.
I've
Come
got
along, friend.
I've got a meme. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. Goldmane hides.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so
Because that's how Chopper from fucking One Piece hides. He fucking hides on the wrong side of the wall, just standing out in the open.
third gear, roll me a stealth check. You have to only beat passive perception. So, yeah.
The stealthiest, most persuading motherfucker around.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason you don't hear about him in Legend. Because he wanted it that way.
I was
Exactly.
gonna say because no one knows he's there.
Exactly.
Not even you.
So third gear is bringing up the rear. Slinking his way, from cover to cover. McBride, Goldmane, you're with Lord Adario. Adario isn't doing the bro thing again with McBride, but he is chatting rather excitedly. And this is when he introduces you to his children. He shows you, first you see the one who looks just like him, the spitting image. He introduces him. This, my king, is my son Claudio.
How old is he?
He's about 16.
I
Yeah.
greet him
A
with
little
a
bit of
hearty
acne,
hand.
a little bit of acne, shady mustache.
I greet him with a strong handshake. Show the kid.
You can definitely tell too. He's like trying to impress you with his handshake.
He's pulling a Trump.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm like just trying to barely. I'm just trying to keep my strength around his in the handshake so he can feel a little good about himself.
Yep. And then the younger son is led up to you, and this is Gaspar the Second,
How old?
named after my father. He's about 12. He's still got the book under one arm. He's wearing robes, where Claudio is wearing half plate. Gaspar's just got robes on.
So he wants to be a mage.
Yeah. He's got a book under his arm.
Can I show him a little magic thing or something?
Sure.
Whatever.
I mean, what do you do?
What do I have?
Fireball.
Brent this motherfucking castle to the ground.
What are my cantrips?
Firebolt.
I mean, you could make a ridiculous request as a king to have a target set up.
Can I detonate my own fireball, or does it just keep going until it hits something?
It goes where you place it. There is the delayed fireball that you get at 7th level.
I mean,
shoot a
if I
fireball
shot
in
it
the
into the
sky?
sky, would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could shoot one into the sky for funsies.
Yeah. Then I'll shoot one into the sky.
All
As
right.
over dramatically as possible.
Yeah, no shit. I'm gonna show him a little magic fireball.
I'm gonna be like, watch this. Boom! Just shoot a big ass fireball into the sky.
You just lob one up, and it goes up about, what's the max? You go the max range, which I presume is about 120 feet.
150, but yeah.
150. Yeah, so you throw one up 150 feet in the air. It catches a pheasant that's flying through. It was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and gets incinerated. We don't even need to roll damage.
It gets the Randy Johnson treatment.
Yeah, a little bit. And
Yeah.
you see the Lord and Claudio and the knights wow, and the kid is just like, oh, that was cool.
What a cock.
I mean, that's exactly what you would do.
Yeah, maybe
I
I
didn't
based another
say
character
I-
off you, Kyle.
I didn't say I wasn't a cock as a kid, okay?
I was like, I feel like that literally would be the embodiment of Kyle if you showed him a giant fireball. Huh. That's pretty cool.
Alright, continue.
You walk, to the edge of the property, and that is when a large carriage comes and, basically pulls up. Y'all hop in the limo, so to speak. Now, third gear, you're going to want to try to keep up, I suppose, correct?
Yeah.
As
Is there a
you see-
shadow underneath the carriage / where I am? Or close
There
to me?
is. There
Can I
is a
poof
shadow.
under the carriage and just grab onto the bottom?
It's a
You
50
can.
feet poof, isn't it?
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's about a 50-foot poof. Do you have to roll anything for that? I'm pretty sure you don't. But
No, I think it just happens.
That's
Insert
awesome.
Robert's old meme.
I know, right?
Yeah, let me just double check on that really quick just to make sure.
No, I can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see that is also dim light or darkness.
And then you can also make an advantage melee attack.
Correct.
Oh, God, yeah.
He
that is
punches Anura in the ankle.
It's such a good bit. So, yeah, so you just, underneath, and
We made
I
you
just-
a ridiculous character.
I know, I fucking love it already.
and you just take your claws and just dig into the bottom of the carriage as the carriage takes off. Roll me athletics just to see how well you're hanging on. It's not particularly difficult. I'm assuming you're very good at these things.
I'm actually pretty bad at athletics. Acrobatics I can do.
That's
Athletics, not so much.
Let's see it. Oh.
Oh, wow, not a lick of strength. Not a lick of muscle.
No, that was my dump stat. But I
Okay.
have claws, so
Yeah, I'll give you advantage for having your claws dug in, but you're still like holding up your 240 pounds. Okay. All right, you hold on.
That's gonna be it. This is gonna be a rough campaign for you, my good sir.
I'm a lean AF, 240 pounds though.
A svelte 240, if you will. Okay, so you're dug in. There's more polite conversation along the way. Halfway through the cart ride, Claudio comes up to you, Goldmane, and he's, he just starts asking you a bunch of questions about the stories about you, if they're true. Did you really, did you really beat the dragon to death with a sword? Did you really, is it true that you fought giants?
Yes. They're all true.
And he wants you, he's like, tell me about it. He's just like fanboying out.
This does not ease my suspicion, but I indulge him.
Okay. You can roll me a perception too if you'd like. So, between the dwarf, the one girl, the two kids, the Lord, and everybody else in this cart, you're looking around, just light gauge on what everybody's doing. The dwarf, dwarfing. John, Johnning. Polite chit-chat.
He's siring.
Yes. Claudio has moved next to you and is like looking at you very excitedly and asking you all these questions about, he asks you about the stories, then he starts asking for like combat pointers and stuff, like, well, how do you prefer to hold your sword? Like, what grip do you favor? So on.
And this is one of the sons, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you notice the girl is just staring at the Lord, but with that same kind of look you saw earlier.
The Lord or the King?
The Lord.
Suspicion. Okay.
And from there, the ride continues though, and Claudio just keeps asking you, questions about fighting. Do you oblige him?
Yeah. I'll go as far. I'll oblige him to tell him stuff, and then I'll even tell him that while I'm here, if there is any moment, I will show him a thing or two with some wooden swords.
He's, oh, that would be fantastic. I wish you would have arrived before tomorrow. It would have been of great assistance to me before tomorrow, but I'm
and
confident.
I'm also going to check where is the girl, the Lady Knight, in relation to the Lord and John.
She is sitting next to you, so you're in between her and John, and she is sitting across from the Lord.
Okay.
The Lord is just kind of like talking to John, down at the end of the.
Okay.
You guys are set up kind of like
His
school bus
hand
style.
grabs your leg and he's, oh, Miss Scusi.
Excuse me.
Okay.
God damn it.
You knew the memes were coming when you brought me into this game.
I know what I signed up for when I invited both of you.
You arrive, not at the dock that you guys came in at, where the Atronomus is currently parked gloriously, but farther down the beach, a couple of miles. Briefly, just to explain this map that we're currently looking at, by the way, I do have a scale. Each one of these squares is 5 miles.
The map
Okay.
that we're looking at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 miles.
So if you guys came in, as I will do a little doodly-doo here, if you guys came in here, you guys are actually over here. So you guys, and the castle is up here. So
God damn it.
What was that for?
Sorry, the meme in the other chat. All right,
So you took
continue.
kind of a cross route, like a mile and a half to get to, the main place. It's about a 3-4 mile cart ride. So it's fairly brief. It's about 20 minutes. And everybody gets out of the cart.
I'm gonna let the lady get out before me and John get out.
I'm going to chill there for a minute and see if I can scope out a shadow to poof to. Is there any trees nearby or anything?
There is.
He's now in that tree.
You poof behind that tree.
It's like Jason in PUBG.
So if it's possible to make this happen, when the Lord gets out and his family gets out and then his knights get out, I'm gonna stop John for a split second and just go, I have a bad feeling about this lady, about the Lady Knight, and then let him go, and then get out behind him.
You should. I mean, by now I'm sure we have some kind of signal that you give me, and then I just cast message on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll that you guys have been, fighting together for 8 years, fighting each other and fighting together for 8 years. So,
By now I've built a stone house.
yes, you've learned. You get out and there's there's another band and there's more people gathered and stuff, and they're all excited. And as they see the king come out, as the dwarf immediately goes to your side, McBride.
Okay.
Like your right side. Like he's not right next to you, but he's like,
Baby
he's basically
rage.
covering the right side. Yeah. Third here, there is a tree you can see where there's a couple of people standing by it, but there's no one on the backside. So I presume that's the one you're going to teleport to? Jason?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was not even listening to what you said.
I was going to say, I was like, you were staring very intently at the camera. Yeah, there's a tree nearby where there's a couple people standing in front of it, but you can see the shadow behind it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. So you poof. Goldmane, you're on McBride's left. Dolan takes the right side of McBride. You see the other knight stand directly behind the Lord, and the cart kind of pulls out of the way and stuff, and there's a large crowd, probably about 700 people gathered here. And they're, they all start applauding for the king. It's kind of the same song and dance as before, but the Lord raises a hand, and everybody quiets, and he goes, I'm glad you could all be here today. Today, we present Jonathan McBride, king of our great nation of Aelin, with a stern and wonderful gift. Crowd, if you could please part and show our king our wonderful gift.
Puts hand on sword hilt.
The
Prepares-
crowd, like, excitedly parts.
Prepares
And-
wings to fly.
Yeah, excitedly parts.
Do I see Goldmane, like, get tense?
You see 3 completed, very large completed buildings, several docks, and, a 4th building in construction. My king, it is with great pleasure that I announce to you that we here in Dalton's Keep wish to produce you the world's finest navy. A navy never before seen in Aelin. We have committed to this cause. We are planning to clear the forests to the south for the wood needed, and we will build you the finest navy. This is our gift to you. May the Jonathan McBride shipyards last for several thousand years. He bows in front of you.
I kind of stand there, kind of just like, I wish I had a warning for this so I could prepare something.
He goes, I'm sorry, my king, but I was really hoping for it to be a surprise. Do you like it?
It's more than I thought it was going to be. I appreciate it. It's wonderful.
Goldmane's like, wow, I misread that room.
Yeah, Goldmane starts to think, I guess I don't have to kill anybody yet.
Aww.
Like,
Feels
I like
bad,
how
man.
he says yet. Like, I'm gonna kill these people sometime.
I mean, it's Kyle. It's gonna happen.
What's the knight doing behind the lord?
Perception check,
On it.
as he is now, gone off to the side.
He knows.
You've won the lottery. You see her turn and whisper a couple of things as you see John, like, preparing to give a speech to the crowd, and you definitely see her, like, do a little butt touch.
Her own butt touch?
No. Like, she touches the Lord's butt,
Oh.
like, stealthily, like she whispers something to him or whatever, and he just kind of signals the hands away, but she just kind of, like, slips in there really quick and just, gets a little butt touch.
This is a rapist
Little
lady.
booty action.
Starting to
confused.
think.
I want to see what Goldmane is doing.
Goldmane!
You noticed.
What
you
is
noticed.
this?
Well, not noticing. Go.
We know everything, Jake! Our eyes are open!
Rob, why don't you roll me a perception to see if you know what's going on from the castle?
Okay. I'm not gonna be the one that doesn't crit. Just say it.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had to make sure some bullshit wasn't afoot.
That would have been
Wait, we
fucking great.
forgot I get mega advantage and just gonna roll again.
No. All right, third gear. You also
Jason,
noticed
Jake's
the
not
butt
prepared
touch.
for that.
And
You notice, Anur noticed the butt touch.
Yeah, and you see Goldmane just, like, kind of trained in, like, watching the crowd, but mostly watching her. Because in less than 3 hours, it's gone from, I want to marry this woman, to, I think she's up to something.
Very Kyle-esque.
And furthermore, looking at the crowd, I can actually assure you that there isn't a single shady-looking person in the bunch. There doesn't look to be, like, a single person out here who's, like, execute Order 66,
There's no Sons of the Harpy chilling.
Yeah, like, there's no, like, ambush coming. You teleported into the shadows of the tree, and you're just using your, natural stealth just to,
Nice.
By chance, I didn't notice what she whispered.
There's a lot of people making a lot of noise.
Okay.
You're a
But-
terrible knight. You should get trained in lip reading.
No, I was gonna say, but you were able to lip read half of what she said. And she said something about the other chamber.
Yeah. And I think I know now why the wife hasn't shown up.
John, do you have something to say to your people?
I mean, John's gonna give some kind of impromptu speech that Andrew's not gonna speak.
All right, just give me a
Speech.
just give me a performance check.
Come on, we gave you like 3 minutes of bullshit to come up with like a little something.
You know, just
Blah
you give-
blah blah. Thank you for this contribution to the country. It'll not go unnoticed.
Contribution.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you tell them how wonderful it is and how much it means. It means so much to you that every single one of them, is willing to contribute to what your vision for Aelin is and stuff. And they, yeah, you pop the crowd a couple of times. You've done this before, and you thank them graciously and stuff. And with that, a lot of them, either break out the drinks that they had brought with them, or there's a couple of vendors like alcohol. It's a celebration, bitches. So you guys kind of stand around, enjoying it. Adario takes you on a brief walk past all the dockyards and tells you about what the docks are going to be able to produce. Each yard is going to be able to crank out about 5 ships a year. They're finishing the 4th yard soon, so they'll be able to crank out 20 ships a year for you, 20 full-size warships. And it's all being funded by various, basically the various businesses and monies. It's all being paid for by the taxes here in Dalton's Keep, so it's not actually going to cost the crown a cent.
Booyah.
So, you have a delightful time seeing your new naval building yard.
Yeah.
And eventually, I'm going to presume everybody returns to the castle. Thurkir, is there a limit on how many times you can do that teleport?
It does not specify.
Well, shit.
That's gonna get homebrewed quickly.
Yeah, that's going to get fixed eventually. But for now, yeah, you just teleport
Over
back
here.
under the cart.
Instead of homebrewing it eventually, how about we just what is 6 times a long rest sound?
I mean, fuck, unlimited sounds terrible. 6 sounds like a lot too, but 3 sounds shitty. I'm gonna have to. I'll need.
Well, it would have to be even.
I mean, you can think about it. I mean, that's literally like my dude's thing is to be stealthy and get around without being noticed, right?
Yeah. No,
So,
I'll.
it doesn't it break combat or anything.
Well, like I said, I'll give it some thought. We'll have to see how things pan out.
Yeah.
But for now, it's like we're starting to
think
look at it
about
like,
it, but-
okay.
Continue.
I mean, my dude's like a 15th level fucking spy assassin.
Oh, I
so-
know. No. You're supposed to be ridiculous. We'll figure it out.
Jake's already regretting this character.
No, I'm not. It's just I'm definitely realizing the implication.
I won't always have to sneak if Kyle doesn't get up to some ridiculous shenanigans where I got to keep an eye on him.
You arrive back at the castle. There is a feast prepared, and just to mosey things along, because other than polite conversation, unless you guys want to do the dinner.
Not
So-
really.
Huh?
Nah. My character is not going to do shit anyway, so...
Kyle, you've been paying attention though the whole time, so we'll see if you catch one more interesting development with another crit. Roll me another perception.
I mean, I don't know. Hold on. On it. Close.
Close. But as I roll in contest in private, no cigar. Dinner goes swimmingly. Fantastically prepared meal.
Did I see a wife at all?
14 courses. She was there. She sat next to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
She was just smiling and, like the whole time, smiling and waving.
I'm sure. The fate.
And after dinner, does anybody do anything or do we advance to tomorrow?
I guess because I would be kind of poor at the detecting undead stuff if I didn't try to do that. I guess I'll do that before I go to bed.
Just come
Okay.
down
So,
walls.
Eyes of the Grave, spend 1 minute meditating, detect all undead and their number within 1 mile.
Within 1 mile, you say?
Yep.
Should have read Grave again. There's one.
I knew it!
You hear from somewhere else in the castle.
Actually, we're in the same room.
Just said, there's one undead. Aha! I will challenge him
I
to
know who it
non-lethal
is.
combat.
So, I guess Balric will investigate this thing.
Tonight?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Balric ain't no pussy.
Are you gonna take the stealthiest of warriors? Clunk.
Yeah, all right. I'll take Thurkir.
So we'll play that out. Show me how do you get Thurkir on board?
Well, I'll probably get all of them on board, except for John. 'Cause it's John's night. And so basically, when he feels them, he'll kind of he'll look more stoic than he already does, and if Thurkir and Goldmane aren't asleep, he'll approach them, and he'll say, "There's first, how big is Dalton's Keep? Like,
Dalton's Keep, if we're going by the squares here.
It's large.
Right. So yeah, it's a pretty big city. It's got a population of roughly 90,000. You would have been briefed on this on the way in.
mm-hmm.
So somewhere in the area code of 90,000. It's
Yeah.
yeah. It's the city itself is about 25 miles wide. The walled-in portions.
Okay, so that means he's definitely very close by.
Mm-hmm.
So
Big city.
yeah, so Balric will go to Thurkir and Goldmane, depending on if they're awake or not. If they're not, he'll wake them up. And if
When
they
is this happening? Is it like right after the dinner?
It's a couple hours after the dinner, like bedtime. Basically.
Okay.
yeah, so Balric will tell them. He'll say, Thurkir, Goldmane. There's something very close by.
What kind of something? We're in a fucking keep. There's a lot of somethings nearby.
An undead something.
That's when you hear that. I knew it. I knew it.
The entire castle hears it. The Lord's in the middle of shagging the first night, and you just hear, I knew it!
Thurkir's gonna facepalm. Be like, God damn it, are both of you going crazy?
I'm playing and Nora
Balric
was ever
just-
not.
Balric just gives him like a very grave kind of look, and he's like, I never joke about the undead.
It's the wife.
I'm gonna look him straight in the eyeballs and
The
say,
Lord's wife.
oh, I have no idea.
You believe him?
Even if he was lying, I believe him.
No, he
Yeah.
isn't lying. More importantly, you do know he is a cleric of Nazgul, the god of death. This
That's
is
true.
kind of his shit.
Mhm.
This is one of the reasons why he
It's
is with
his-
us.
Yes. So, so if
So, how
you
do you
are-
propose we find said undead?
this is well, I could just kind of know where he is. So,
All right, let's go hunting.
Are you able to track it at all?
I,
Like, other than knowing that it's fucking close?
I would assume so.
Yeah,
Doesn't
read me
it
the
say
rule
its
verbatim.
Location.
Okay,
Oh.
the rule verbatim. Let me bring up UA cleric because I had to shorthand it because it pasted in weird.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
When Eyes of the Grave. Starting at first level, you gain an innate sense of creatures whose existence is an insult to the natural cycle of life. If you spend 1 minute in uninterrupted contemplation, you can determine the presence and nature of undead creatures in the area. This detection extends up to 1 mile in all directions. You learn the number of undead and their distance and direction from you. In addition, you learn the creature type of the undead in that area that has the highest challenge rating. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest.
No,
So-
you learned its challenge rating too.
So we know everything about it.
Wow.
Jake, tell us everything.
I just
Well,
there's this undead
And
thing.
we know the creature. So what
Yeah.
is it?
creature type.
Yeah.
I need to grab a book. Hang on.
Weekend has all of the metagame knowledge.
Good job, Rob.
Just I can
There we go.
feel it. Ah.
One session in and we're already breaking the game.
Seriously, he knows direction, like challenge rating.
Yeah,
That's-
so we can
that's-
probably just like
that's gonna
run
get
however
nerfed.
many feet in one direction and know that that's where it is.
Prepare the Nerf hammer on that one.
Yeah, no. Well, it is a. You know,
And you
it's
were worried about my ability to poof.
Well,
Listen,
it's only
I-
bad if you throw undead in. Otherwise, it's just completely useless.
yeah, that, and I can only use it once per long rest. So
Okay, so let's see.
And the challenge rating part only tells you the highest CR, not all of the CRs.
But when
There's
there's only
only
one
one, though,
thing,
which-
so
Yeah, I know. Well, that's not, you know. that just
Okay,
happens to
well-
fit.
CR is 24.
okay,
that shit's
And-
pretty strong.
and what is the creature type?
Creature
See,
type.
that means it's got to be like a demigod or something. doesn't
Undead.
it?
It's like undead creature type. So like, is it a vampire, a zombie, a ghoul?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
yes, we already knew it was undead. That's literally the entire shtick behind detecting it.
Is there a list of examples next to the grave thing?
There is not.
Okay, so fuck. I actually just legit have to tell you what it is. All right. That is getting nerfed by next week. We got to make some changes to that. Yeah.
Come on, Jake.
No, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it because I'm adapting something
Without
from an
giving
older
us the name of the creature.
Well, well. Fuck it. It's a worm that walks.
A what?
What?
What? A worm?
Take a hot second to Google that, because now
What's
you
the
know
nature of the beast? Because we also learn the nature.
the nature.
Yeah. So like, what caused? I'm assuming nature of the undead means what caused it.
Oh shit. Nah, I just googled it.
What is it?
Worm.
It's so it. And like, it's really hard to explain, but basically, like, imagine a dude wearing a mask and pulls the mask off, it's nothing but worms.
Oh. One of those.
Wait, but where's the super high CR one? Oh, there's 22.
I'm just Googling it as an image. What does it look like?
It looks
what?
like what he described.
Yeah, what the fuck?
All right, so
So yeah, we might have to deal with that at some point.
We
Do
need
it.
to deal with it very soon.
I knew it.
Let's do it. Let's go. I knew it. I didn't know
We
Don't
need
it.
disagree.
We need to deal with it like now, you guys.
Well, I do
well,
love
actually,
my.
hang on. So let's take a step back. Let's take a hot step back because I was not expecting that to happen.
Got him.
So, Rick,
Yeah.
I need you first of all to make a history check to even know what the fuck a worm that walks is.
Okay.
It's some pretty obscure bullshit.
No, I don't.
No. Okay, so let's go with the juju you're getting off this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. You've never sensed an undead that powerful before. The worst thing you've ever ran into was maybe a wight or a wraith.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Took one of those out.
Yeah, you've never ran into a this is next level bullshit, you know? So you don't know what it is. You know its name. You know that it's a worm that walks.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. You know it's very powerful.
Mm.
It's the most powerful undead you've ever detected in your life. But it's leaning. It's nature, so to speak. I'm assuming that means alignment.
Yeah.
Is neutral good?
I did know it. It's the wife.
So, Rick, in character, I want you to try to explain this to Third Tier and Goldman because they're currently who you're powwowing with.
Okay.
With all of that, all of that intel I just gave you.
Okay. So, first of all, Rick is gonna say, okay, guys, this might sound really crazy, but there's this very strong presence, and I can't quite describe it, but it's more powerful than any undead I've ever faced.
Do you know where it is?
I do know where it is.
Then we go hunting.
We kill.
I'm
the
usually
Batman.
down for a good
And
night hunt. It's my favorite time to hunt.
And I guess that Rick would look a little bit unsure because most undead are straight up evil. We're gonna murder your face, and this one's neutral good. So he's like, "What?" It's a little conflicting. You know what I'm saying, Jake?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you can tell us that though. You can tell our players that.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys that it's not.
Say it in character. Say it in character.
Yeah, he says it's not necessarily evil, but it's not exactly great either.
It's not normal. It's dead, but it's not evil. Got it. We still need to figure out what it is, or who it is.
If it's not evil, does that mean you want to get it now? Or would you prefer to study it first?
Or we could just identify it.
I would prefer to identify it than maybe study it. Depends on what it does.
I mean, no other better time to hunt at night. There's a festival going on tomorrow. It's going to be extremely difficult to go around through all those people.
Mm-hmm.
He's right, you know.
Yeah, one of the few times.
Tonight's
Get
the
the
night.
calendar.
Yeah, we'll go. We should go check it out, definitely.
So you're saying it's a wolf in cheap clothing?
Ah.
And,
I got a whole fucking list of these ready.
Again, everybody just takes your bad metaphor and just,
In stride.
yeah.
like, that's awesome. We're gonna use it again. Yeah, so we're. I guess we're getting ready to go.
Should we notify the king or just do this on the download?
That's yeah. I mean, you guys do this on. Let me know when you're rolling out. Give me.
Well,
Give me
Balric will flat out say, it's John's night. If you guys want to, involve him and bring him out here, then that's on you. But where I come from, if it's somebody's day, you don't have them out doing something like this.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to get involved yet.
Me neither, but I got an idea.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
This is how we die.
This is how you make Play-Doh snake. Go on.
Goldlane grabs paper and starts to write a note.
Oh no.
It's like, if you're reading this, I am probably dead.
Off to find Bad Juju Beast. Be back later. Don't worry. And slides it under the king's door.
Is the king asleep?
I'm assuming I'm probably not. I'm still up in my room. I'm not getting like shit faced and got passed out. I'm probably.
Perception check to see if you notice it roll under you.
Son of a
You just
bitch.
hear the paper just.
You're just gonna hear as you're pushing it under the door. You're just gonna hear.
Barik's just rubbing his temples, like, ugh.
I'll get up slowly and go find out what said paper is.
Alright, which direction are we headed? I'm already asking and not worrying about the paper.
As you get next to the door, roll me a stealth check into her. And Rick, at disadvantage. Yeah. So, as you get next to the door, you hear the thump, 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 of 4 feet. And you pick up the note, and it says, going to find something that's bad juju. Be back soon.
No,
Love,
it says,
Adore.
going to find Bad Juju Beast. Don't worry. Be back soon.
Sorry, I paraphrased. As you just hear them thunking their way down the hallway.
Just gonna kind of open the door, look out.
Barik's like, go back.
I'm gonna look at Third. Can I see Third here? Is he down the hallway?
Yeah.
He's the only one that's really hard to make out.
He's already, headed that way.
Third
So I
here,
hear
can
him
you?
open the door.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be stealthy about it. I'm just gonna look out there. I'm gonna look down. I see the two of those. I'm assuming you're with them. Third here, can you please just make sure the brood doesn't burn down the castle?
I'll do my best, my king.
Thank
As we just
you.
walk away.
Close the door.
I was hoping for a bad metaphor right there.
I don't have anything.
It's like, we will be like a rock and
Wait, I didn't have one ready for this.
It's okay. It's okay. I wasn't ready for this either.
You shouldn't throw stones in a stone building.
Hold up. I'm gonna watch him like he's a hawk.
You do you, buddy. You do you.
Oh, it's fucking great. Okay.
You
So,
do you,
Rob.
buddy. Closes the door. Goes back to my bed. Plausible deniability. Burns the note instantly with a firebolt. I know nothing. Right now,
Yeah.
me. Jon Snow. I know nothing. I am my little pop character that I found today at Best Buy, and I had to buy it.
So,
All right.
I will watch him like he's a hawk. God damn it, Jason. This is like the best character I think we've ever made you.
And the hunt begins.
and the hunt begins. So you guys walk out of the castle.
Oh, God, fuck me.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of guiding them to where the thing is.
Onto the main grounds. You're on the grounds of the estate. Your sense is leading you towards the back of the estate.
All right.
Where all evildoers are.
Yes. Always in the back. Lurking in the sunshine, as Thurkir would say.
All right. As you walk towards, the back of the estate, there's various guards around and stuff, and occasionally they hail, friends of the king. Your business for walking the grounds this late?
Getting a breath of fresh air.
Balric will straight up just say, "There's something very evil, and I'm going to find it."
Honor elbows him. That's not how you be sneaky.
Like, you know fucking shit about Sneaky.
We are admiring the beautiful starry sky.
Balric looks
Roll
down
me
at
a
himself.
deception.
What?
Roll me a deception on the admiring the starry sky, Goldman.
Can I assist?
Or alternatively, you could
deception?
roll that as an intimidation.
Got it. Cap.
Wait, no. Can I assist in the deception?
Okay.
Yes.
However you guys wanna
I
play.
love enjoying the nighttime because I can actually deceive people.
Balric's just looking around like, guys, there's evil undead.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Your liar lizard is amazing. Wow. Does that intimidate?
Yep.
So it comes out as, we're just enjoying the night sky, and we're enjoying the night sky. And they go, okay, yeah. And just go back to their guarding duties. You guys continue your walk on the grounds. Rick.
Bane, you don't have to be such a dick about it.
Well, I'm not good at lying, so I have to be scary.
All right.
Alright, why don't you leave the lying to me? Nobody can read this face as I stare him straight in the eyes with my best poker face.
Which is your face. And so you arrive, Balric. You're standing on a flat grassy, part near the back wall of the estate. The estate itself is walled in. And it's 5 feet below you.
I just want to say before we enter, when I read the lips of that lady knight to the Lord, she mentioned something about another chamber. This could be it.
Okay, so did you say there was an entrance there, or is it just below?
Whatever you're looking for is like 10 feet below you.
Oh, okay.
Like
We
you're
are-
standing directly over him.
And it's a grassy patch in the shape of a heart.
No, it's just a grassy, it's just like a very flat, grassy, kind of field in the back. It's not really highly grown. It's just manicured, beautiful looking estate.
Okay.
Balric will look at Goldmane, look at Thurkir, and he will point downward, and he'll say it's 10 feet this way.
Okay.
No.
Is there anything around?
There's a random.
Wait, it's
person
just
in here.
fucking grassy. What?
I just want to say hi.
Andrew, take
Bye.
care of it.
I'm leaving.
I didn't even need my
Alrighty.
Discord ping. Oh, it's because my fucking streamer mode.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah, now you guys are fully aware. It's down.
Goldman's gonna start looking for some kind of hatch or something that go like that might be hidden.
Perception
Like,
check for you.
Yep.
Okay. Third here. You gonna do anything?
I would like to look for entrances. Are there any like small buildings nearby?
No, there's not really any small buildings. It's
Or, like-
just like there's a couple of trees. There's a small grove of trees to your west.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look around for an entrance as well then.
Okay.
If I don't find anything relatively quick, so like minutes go by, I notice it's probably a tunnel system that leads from the keep to here underground.
Possibly.
And for that, we'll probably have to steal a map from somebody. Or, better idea,
I highly doubt this idea is going to be better, but continue.
My eyes widen in anticipation.
I mean, tomorrow morning during the festival, all we have to do is just request a keep map from Donovan.
And what good reason would he have to give us a keep map?
Balric, Balric,
Yes.
do you do any searching? By the way, I haven't given you guys the results yet, but
Balric will do a little bit of searching, and he'll kind of use the the kind of connection he's got to try and maybe figure out a way down in. And so roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the three of you comb this area thoroughly, and as you're going through the grass of this small cluster of three trees, it's almost by accident, but Goldman, you kick a small latch, a small metal latch that has been buried into the ground.
Hooray for having giant clumsy feet.
For once, they did something for me.
Okay, well,
Goldman's
now
gonna
that
grab
we've
a hold
found
of that
it-
latch and just pull.
No. I'm going to stop him when I see him reaching for it. Wait a second. Are we sure that we want to bust in on whatever the fuck this thing is? Or is it better to know what it is and deal with having to kill it or whatever later?
I mean,
And this is coming from an assassin. So,
I see your point, Third Gear, but the guy did say it's not evil, so we kind of just identify it and then leave.
well, if we fucking roll in there on it, especially with you two loud ass motherfuckers, all in plate and shit, they're not gonna be happy about that. If it is as powerful as he says, showing up deck to the nines is probably not the best way to do it.
But I mean, it's also the safest way.
Would it not be safer to kill it later when we're not just rolling up on it with its back against the wall?
I mean, if it's not dangerous, we don't have to kill it.
It-
I mean, unless big man over here.
If it
really
even
needs
if it's
to.
not dangerous,
When Goldman
then
calls you
us
big man,
being
you know
dangerous
we're awesome.
towards it is gonna cause it to be dangerous.
See,
Good point.
Balric just says, I don't know that for certain. All I know is that it's undead, and the only reason I haven't, just stormed in there without listening to you is because of the fact I feel that it's not exactly evil.
Alright. I'm gonna propose another plan. Why don't you guys go back to the room and I'll wait here and see what comes out of this hatch.
And what do we do when nothing comes out? Do we get to enter then?
I mean, I'm assuming that he can relocate it if it manages to get away. But this is kind of a remote area as I gesture around. So I don't know where else that hatch would go or why there would be a hatch here if there's a tunnel to somewhere else.
We will go with your plan.
Balric says I would rather sit here and wait for it as well.
You're hard to hide, though, is the thing. I don't know if you've seen how huge you are, but you're fucking huge. So that's gonna draw a lot of attention if you're just like chilling outside of this thing's safe space.
Balric just kind of shrugs.
I will let you know who or what it is as soon as I find out. But I don't think it's best for you guys to be here when it comes out of there.
Where is the closest building? As I look around.
The castle. I mean, there's there's a couple of small utility buildings.
Yeah, like sheds and stuff.
You know, sheds. You know, like
A stable maybe.
a stable for the horses. You know, a military training yard.
Ooh, where's that?
It's God damn it. There's, you know, it's near the back of the castle. You know, this is like deep into the estate. This is near the wall.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
piece of candy.
what is and how far away is the closest resemblance of a structure?
80 feet.
And is it like a storage shed, or is it an actual like stable or something? with
Like
a-
closest actual physical structure is 80 feet, and it's just a statue on the property.
Oh, okay. What about one that someone can be inside of?
Okay. That structure would be the stables.
Okay.
That is about quarter of a mile away.
All right, big man, how far can you see?
That is a good question. How far can I see?
He's a furbog, so I'm assuming he's got vision different than a human.
I mean, I'm just assuming because he's not human, halfling, or dragonborn that he can see in the dark. Because that's how 5e works.
Hold on, let me see, because I actually didn't see that.
Yeah, they might not have dark vision. Even though I feel like a furbog would.
I feel like they would too, but
I mean, everything else does, so why not?
I mean, then again, we thought Goliaths would, and they don't.
true.
I actually do not have that ability. However, I can just turn myself invisible that I completely forgot about.
Hey, Jason,
So,
I think we
Jason,
found solved.
I can
How long
hide
does that
myself.
last?
It lasts, hidden step. As bonus action, you can badge to turn invisible until the start of your next turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
So you have
Space.
6 seconds.
Just quickly invisible. It can't see.
Poof poof.
The latch opens, invisible. Latch closes, invisible.
Or just visible.
Yes, that too.
I mean,
Uninvisible.
I can also disguise self.
Don't you have to be the same size?
No, I could be 3 feet shorter and things like that. So I could even be as tall as you and just hide somewhere.
I'm curious how you do that with just disguising.
It says specifically, Furbog magic, when you use this version of disguise self, you can seem up to 3 feet shorter than normal, allowing you to more easily blend in with humans and elves. Because typically they're 7 to 8 feet. I'm about 7, so I could be like 4 feet tall.
Okay. Does that affect your armor as well?
Well, the way disguise self works from
It's appearance only.
yeah, so like I would
So
just
if-
appear that
if-
way. So if somebody pushed their hand like 3 feet above my head, they would feel my face where it
Okay.
really is.
So his head
But-
looks like clouds.
So you can make yourself look like a stable boy or some shit.
Yeah,
How long does that last?
it doesn't specify. So
Is it concentration?
It's probably concentration.
yeah,
So it lasts until you get hit.
until I get hit or I think like attack somebody.
Yeah. Well,
I mean-
Golden-
I don't think you should stay, but at the same time, like, evil is or undead is your thing, so, like, I can't really stop you. It's not like I'm gonna fucking overpower you to make you leave.
All right, guys, we're going to take another break right here.
All right.
And by the time we get back, I want everybody to decide if they're staying or going.
Okay.
We're going to take 5 minutes, and we will be back at 8:45.
All
Let
right.
the Jeopardy theme begin.
I'm still saying that we just go down there, but that, I guess,
The new event is out, by the way, on Smite, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, because it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll just pop Smite open to start the download, because I don't know when Satellite's going to have it done.
It wasn't that big.
Oh, it already says ready to play. Look at that.
Alright, I'm gonna go downstairs and get a drink.
Yeah, I ended up getting it. I'm on the kill 100 minions one now.
Oh, you played it? You cock.
I was on this morning as soon as it launched with Theo.
You fuck. Alright.
Hey, it's not my fault you sleep. I mean, it's really easy. It's, let's see. If, for the first one, you have to play one PvP game. For the second one, if you take good, you have to do Conquest. If you take bad, you have to do Arena. And then for the third one, if you take bad, you have to kill 100 minions. That's all I know so far. You'd have to ask Theo. Theo's like probably done with it by now.
Got you. So you bought the gems for it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know. But it's such a, like, that one gives you even more than the adventure did.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
that one,
the only reason I could
three
justify it.
yeah, that gives you, like, a minimum of 3 skins. No, 4 skins. No, 5 skins.
I mean, I had to because Deus Vult.
For what?
Deus Vult.
I don't know what that is.
If God wills it.
Oh. Is that a
It-
thing?
Yeah, it's classic Latin for God wills it.
I mean, like, is that a thing for one of these skins or something? Like,
No. But
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
they're all knights. It's a knight thing.
oh, okay.
It's Theo
Gotcha.
typed it earlier in here.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I just didn't know what it was. I was like, okay.
Okay, if yeah, it says God wills it.
God damn it. So that's like $25.
Yup. Luckily, I had some still, so I only had to buy
Yeah.
$15. Those knight skins, though, bro.
No, they're really fucking cool.
Who knows if they'll ever be available again?
I don't know. Do they say limited or do they say exclusive?
I have no idea. I'm on Farming Simulator, not Smite.
Gotcha. I'll check out in a second then. Is Jason still here?
No.
Okay.
You can tell that by camera.
I don't have mine on.
You can't even see others?
No, I have it names only.
Hmm.
Plus the fire giant award is adorable.
It is.
Guys, my pit bull puppy is the most adorable puppy.
I don't know, my dog's pretty adorable.
I'm gonna fuck your dog, man.
Yeah, so they're exclusive, which means they'll be available but only in chests.
So,
And you know how that goes.
well, really well if you're Theo.
Yeah. Well, it's because he buys everything.
Kyle, you there?
Yeah.
You're not trying to stay, are you?
I was probably either gonna go to the military training spot or the stable. But that was depending on. So honestly, I just thought we should still just go down there. But if you guys are really hung up on not entering at night when there's nobody around,
Well, it's not that I'm opposed to entering. It's just that it's not evil, like literally almost all undead ever. So he's just like, I could see just kind of waiting it out a little bit, seeing if anything comes out at night. Because if all else fails, I have like a shit ton of undead is not allowed here, insta-death kind of stuff.
okay. Well, in that case, I'll probably go to the military training ground while it's night to see what they're working with, and then head back to the room and meet up with the king.
King's probably asleep by now.
No, I meant like meet up with the
Okay.
king in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
So
mean,
don't wake me
if
up,
you
I'll
were
kill
trying
you.
to stay, I was about to persuade your ass to not stay. Tell you have to protect the king.
I
And it would have worked too. I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can assume.
will.
What is persuasion? Persuasion's charisma, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's his.
My
plus 12.
persuasion is plus 13.
Yeah.
guys, I have 12s for everything but strength and wisdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my wisdom's 20 and my strength is 16.
I'm sorry.
Okay, gents.
No, he's back. Hide children, hide your wives.
I have voted that I will stay because I have ways. I have ways to disguise myself, so
All right.
it works.
I'm also staying.
I'm leaving. Well,
Okay, can
actually,
we end this goddamn Jeopardy theme for the love of God?
Nope.
nope.
Keep it going the whole game.
So actually, Anor is going to go to that military training ground while it's night,
Okay.
and just kind of like check out, see what they're working with for his own amusement,
Perception check.
to see what's going on and stuff like that. All right.
It's pretty basic. I mean, it's still a lord's, training estate. But it's very Spartan. It's very, there's straw training dummies, straw training targets. There's a small workshop attached. You can tell this is where they work on the gear very clearly. There's,
Okay.
Anvil, hammer, and a very small forge there.
Are they working with like iron, steel,
Yeah, they're working with steel.
bronze, brass?
Steel, they got good
brass,
stuff.
Bronze.
They got the good stuff.
Okay. Anything that sticks out of anything that sticks out to me at all, or is it all
No,
just
nothing
normal?
that really screams anything. It's just like it's
Just average?
it's not the best gym you've ever been to, so to speak, but it's it gets
Also
her
not-
done.
Also not the worst. Got it.
It's not Planet Fitness.
Let's not talk about that right now. Okay.
It's not EMU's gym.
I've never been there.
It's a
I've heard
shithole.
mixed reviews. So
Okay.
I mean, it's
well, then-
nice if you like the gritty meet your ancestors in the bar type gym. If you like any amenities, though.
fair.
Okay. Well, so Nora's gonna go there and just check it out at night, kind of mess around with some of the training dummies, just get a
Yeah.
workout, and then he would go back to the room for the night and meet up with the king in the morning.
Okay. So you stomp your way back into the castle.
I was just enjoying the starry sky.
That's believable.
Then they're like, wait, there are no stars.
Roll me a perception check as you walk back into the keep.
Yeah, how cloudy was it?
It wasn't that cloudy. It was a fairly nice day. You
Well,
notice
yeah.
nothing. Move along. So, back outside the hatch. God, I feel like this is lost, and this is just going to get built
I
up
was
into
just
something.
about to
epic
say
doesn't fucking
What are
mean
the
a damn
numbers
thing.
on the hatch? Is it 5, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42?
No. Well, do you actually try to remove some of the grass and stuff away from the hatch?
No. I'm just going to leave it as is.
Okay. So where are you hiding? Just so I know. I presume Balric is just hiding like behind a tree and invisible, like, can't see me, right?
I mean, I can disguise myself so that way I can like lay down and be almost like hidden in like a bush.
Well,
I'm
he
going to recommend
earlier.
that he be a little farther back, since, like, if he moves, it's going to be loud.
Yeah,
So I'm
I'll
going to be, like, relatively close, whatever, like, my assassin survival instincts dictate.
Okay.
Probably,
so you put
like,
your, in a
whatever,
tree. You put
like
yourself in a
25,
tree overlooking the hatch.
yeah.
Right.
All right.
Not necessarily the closest tree, but one where I have a good sight line and all that.
Okay. So you guys sit out there. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Nothing has happened. Do you want to stay or do you want to go?
I'm fine with staying.
Balric staying.
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Rock.
Something happens.
Thank you. I had to stop myself.
What happens?
The hatch opens.
Who emerges?
Dunlin walks out of the hatch.
– Excuse my ignorance, but who was that?
The dwarfiest of all the dwarfs.
And? Or is it just him?
It's just him. Balric, your sense is worn off by this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that. You can't just sit there and be like, so for 7 hours.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, and you have to take a long rest?
Yeah, a long rest.
He's got to go get a long day sleeping.
We should have
walks
done
out.
is had you sleep and me wake you
Well,
up.
a long rest doesn't have to be sleep.
That's true. He could be meditating and I can be watching.
I just
Right.
meant, like, in general, like, it can be sleep for some of it, but as long as he's not doing any activity, like, he's just kind of, like, sitting around, it counts as a long rest, as long as it's not broken out.
I'm going to argue for now that he's been paying attention to the hatch the whole time and just basically
Yeah,
been...
I definitely
That's
probably
fair.
would have been just paying attention to that, so.
Dunlin walks out, and unless somebody does something, he just walks back to the castle.
That's fine. We'll let him walk.
Alright, I guess when he's way out of earshot, Balric will kind of speak from his disguised / invisible position, and he'll say, Thurkir, my sense is kind of worn off, but do you think we should still stick around or go in, or...
I'm not for jumping in there without backup. So I prefer not to do that. If that thing is as powerful as you said, it very well could be him. He looks like a fearsome fighter. Goldmane didn't tell us any of the information he got earlier, right? from Know
Nope.
Your Enemy?
No, he did not.
Kyle wouldn't share that kind of stuff.
So I will, I'll tell Thurkir, if you let me get, a good long rest, then, if nothing happens while we're doing it, you can just, wake me up. I'll go back to the castle. But if something does happen, I'll be right here.
It's pretty late. You can head back to the castle. I'll let you know if anybody else comes out of that hatch between now and... What time... Do we have a meeting time for tomorrow? What time does the tournament start? I'm assuming that I would know that information.
The tournament starts at 1.
Siesta.
So you guys have from now, which is about 5 in the morning, where the sun is just starting to creep up, till 1 in the afternoon. So you literally have just enough time to get an 8-hour rest. In theory, on paper. You'll be a little late to the event.
I don't have any reason that I need a long rest. Do you take exhaustion after the first day of not sleeping?
I do. Just because, you've been up. At this point, you've clearly been up over 24 hours.
Uh-huh. And what are the debuffs from that?
I
think, the first level is you take disadvantage.
First level's not that bad, right? And I don't have to fight tomorrow.
Yeah, no, Exhaustion 1 isn't too terrible, so...
I will stay if you need to go rest.
Yeah, Baruch will go rest, and he tells Thurkir, if anything else comes out of that, come wake me up.
Ulrich, as you walk back into the castle, Lord Dario is already up and about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ulrich! Excellent to see you, friend. I was told by my guard you were wandering the estate last night. I trust, given your nature, that you just simply prefer a night under the stars. That's understandable. Friend, if you would only told me, I would have made such arrangements for you. I can set up a tent or whatever manner of making you most comfortable during your stay for you.
Baruch just kind of, raises a hand towards me, not to, cut him off or anything, but just as, a polite refusal.
Yeah.
And he says, that won't be necessary. It's, I prefer being out there at night just because the cool air really helps when you're in a room crowded by Goldmane.
That's understandable. Again, if you need anything, proper arrangements can be made for you. You are a guest here at my estate, and I want my guests to feel comfortable.
Well, feeling a little confident with himself, Balric's gonna, ask about the guy that came out of the hatch. He won't mention that he saw him come out of the hatch, but he'll just ask him about the dwarf.
Gonna ask him about Dunlin?
Yeah, Dunlin.
What do you ask him in particular? Phrase the question to me.
Yeah, I noticed that dwarf of yours, his name's Dunlin, right?
Yes.
He seems to know his way about. How long has he worked for you?
Dunlin has been a loyal servant of both my father and myself. He has been with the family for over 6 years and has served valiantly as our second knight.
Well, that is obviously very wonderful. I am still very new to all of this courtly business, and he definitely seems like somebody you would want around. Is he often up at night?
Well, they keep strange hours, the dwarves. You have to understand, they come from living underground. They're not used to the solar cycle, if you will. Dunlin is always there when I need him, and he comes and goes as he pleases. He has that trust.
Balric kind of nods, and he says, there's a little spot near this little patch of trees towards the back of your estate. If I could have a tent set up right there, because the grass is just perfect on my back.
Oh, well, yes, very well. Yeah, we can do that for you. I will talk to the groundskeeper today. I will try to get some rough measurements for you. You're a rather large feller, but we'll get some measurements taken. We'll have a beautiful, wonderful cot made for you. And
You gave it away, good sir.
we will place you exactly where you want to be. Anything you want.
Thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
with that, Balric will just kind of nod his head and go to his room to get that sleep.
As you're walking away. By the way, breakfast will be served here in an hour and a half.
If you could, I had a bit of a long night. Could it possibly be sent to my room?
Yes, but of course.
He nods, thanks again. And you'll keep going.
All right. So you head back to the room. You crash out.
Mhm.
Goldmane's already in there. It's one of the few times you've seen Goldmane out of his armor. He's incredibly pale for a half-orc. They normally have a darker skin tone.
Mhm.
That's usually that like pallid kind of grayish color, but his is like a lot whiter because he just doesn't get sun.
Because he's always wearing that armor, goddamn.
He's always wearing his armor. Like, you've known Goldmane for about 2.5 years.
He's
This
the
is
pale
the
orc.
This is the third time you've seen him out of his armor.
He is the pale orc.
I'm going to add that to the list of AKAs.
Yep.
So, have I been woken up yet? Or is it still, like, super early?
It's still super early.
Yeah.
Balric comes in, crashes out. You would get up at around 11. You'd see Balric just fucking in a corner. McBride, you went to bed at a reasonable hour. You're up at 6. You're down there at breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast is delightful. That's all there is to say about that, pretty much. You can roll me a perception, if you'd like.
Yeah. I always want a perception.
And nope, it's just breakfast.
Rip.
It's delightful. The pancakes are wonderful.
It's just breakfast. Oh, yeah, really?
So, it's around 11 o'clock. McBride, you're preparing for the tournament. Goldmane, you're up at this point. Also preparing for the tournament. Just preparing to go stand behind John the whole time. And silently judge everybody's combat abilities.
When Goldmane wakes up, he's going to do his morning workout routine in the room, like push-ups and all that stuff without the armor on.
Mm-hmm. And then you stand up and let the armor envelop you as you grab glory and pride.
Iron Man it,
Kyle right now.
Evil!
Every villain is lemons. Evil.
And then he's going to go off to find John.
John is meandering about the estate. Lord Adario has left you alone for the time being.
Hooray!
Right.
He is busy attending somewhere else. Thurkir,
Yes.
you continue to stand around the hatch. And then that's when you hear it. Come inside, lizard. I know you're there.
Is this a message?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is awkward.
You reply.
Yeah, I say that.
No awkwardness intended. You've been here for quite a while. Come inside.
You gotta touch your butt.
You're not gonna kill me or anything if I come in there, are you?
Would you believe any answer I gave you?
Likely not.
Very well. The
Alright.
offer stands down.
I'm gonna probably regret this, but I'm gonna go in there.
All right.
God damn it. When the brute wants to go in, nope. When the evil thing invites you in, yep. Couldn't go in with backup. Nope, had to go in alone.
Since your character's
You
so
open-
OP, re-roll.
Yeah, rip.
I built this evil. I will kill it. So you reach down, grab the clasp, you pull the door up as the grass raises with it, and you step on the earthen steps and you walk down into a dark, pitch black space.
Mm-hmm. What do
All
I
around
see in
you-
there?
All around you are tree roots and dirt. It's compacted dirt.
Okay.
And you walk through the tunnels, and as you get about 20 feet in, you hear further down the tunnels, follow the worms.
Jesus.
And you think about that for a second. You're like, what do you mean? And then you look, and then just a river of worms appear before you, and they start crawling, slithering over the floor.
On
And
the bright side, I'm
turn
like
around the corner.
basically immune to fear, so
Yep.
it's whatever.
You're just like, this could go
Shrug.
bad. Shrug emoji.
Yep. So
How far am I from the edge of the tunnel, or where the bottom of the steps is?
you're at where the bottom of the steps is. Where
Okay.
the worms are turning is about 30 feet away.
Okay, I can do that. I'll walk 30 feet.
Yep. And you see this river of worms. Again, you're just stepping on worms as they keep crawling out of the ground. But they don't stop. They don't slow. Nothing happens. They just keep crawling around you, like they're crawling over your feet. You feel them going between your toes. And they're moving as fast as you could ever hope to see a worm move. Crow.
So it's like the worms from cartoons.
A little bit. You get around the corner, and they continue to just crawl around the corner. It goes about 10 feet, and then it goes straight again. 10 feet to the left, and then there's another turn to the right.
How long is this tunnel? I'm gonna ask.
Not much further.
Because as much as I don't mind talking to you, I'm not super down with this creepy ass tunnel.
My apologies for your discomfort.
It's a way of saying they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Alright, I'll keep going.
All right, you round the corner, and you see the worms gathering, and they're just building themselves up into the shape of a human.
And who are you?
My name is Alfred Longborn,
Alfred?
heir to the throne 600 years ago, the son of the fourth king of Aelin, Altirian. And you are third tier,
That I am.
a member of the Shadow Scales. Expert killer. A being that knows no fear, no emotion. Welcome.
I'll nod.
He raises a hand and a chair, like basically a pillar of dirt, rises behind you. Would you like a seat?
I'm comfortable standing. Thank you.
You have been perched in that tree for so long. I thought a seat would be comfortable. But if you refuse, very well. Thirkir, what I'm about to ask you and what I'm about to tell you is going to be uncomfortable. But it must be said anyways.
I am your father.
John must die.
Why is that?
Because, as we cut back,
Rude.
to John McBride Goldmane and a now awake Rick at the tourney. You guys have, you go out to the front yard of the estate, and there has been a rough tournament grounds built. They built stands, they built lists for jousting. There's a separate solo combat area, and everybody takes their seats. You sit in the seat of honor, of course, McBride, higher than Lord Adario, next to him and his wife. You don't see the first knight, but you see Delan. He's right next to you. Dunlin is right next to you. I'm going to call him Delan. Tournament begins. Diving right into it. Goldmane, Rick, McBride, anything you guys want to do as this tournament starts?
I'm assuming Rick probably isn't there because he would be just waking up from his rest.
You'd be waking up. You're going to be late, but I'm putting this at about 1:30. The tournament has just started. You're up out of bed. You got your armor on. You're ready to go. So what do you do before you head to the tourney grounds?
See, I feel like what I'm about to say is going to be a little bit meta, but he still doesn't like the feeling of knowing something's back there.
No, that's fair.
And the fact that Third hasn't, come over or anything, and hasn't woken him up or anything, kind of makes him suspicious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he'll tell Goldmane, assuming Goldmane's somewhere nearby. And
at the tournament.
Okay, you're at the tournament. Well, never mind. He's going to go check and make sure Thirkir's over there still before he goes to the tournament.
I knew it.
Suspicion. Okay. So you're going to do that. Goldmane, do you do anything?
I mean, I'm at the tournament. Do I get to sit next to the king?
Yeah. Dunlin's on the other side of him.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask John. I'm gonna lean over. Do I get to fight in this tournament?
I'm just gonna give you the look.
Oh, but why?
I'm gonna continue to give you the look.
Okay, I could do a 1v4. That'd be fair.
We don't need 4 casualties today, Anur.
Fine.
Adario looks over, hearing this. It's for the position of my knight, good sir. It is for the position of third knight under my serve. And as much as I would love to have you, Sir Goldmane, I'm quite sure the king would much rather keep you himself.
Depends on the day.
Hey, type it. No one asked you, John. Fine. I suppose.
Just lets out a sigh.
Also, he's gonna give you the look for the message.
I'll kind of just like, alright. Just like, I'm gonna kind of like, great, he's gonna bitch to me about not getting to fight. Message.
Why is it the last 8 tournaments I haven't been allowed to fight?
I haven't killed a man in non-lethal combat in so long, John. Growing weak.
He then goes to tell John that they found a hatch for the bad juju monster last night, and Thurkir had stayed along with Rick, but apparently Rick
Forgive me, guys. 2 seconds.
showed back up to sleep, and I haven't seen Thurkir yet, which gives me a bad feeling.
So I told him to not let you burn down the castle, and now he's the one missing. God damn it.
I just nod without saying anything, or without thinking anything. I just nod.
Just gonna kind of look at you and be like, but I am proud of you for not burning down the castle, Lenore.
So does that mean I get to fight?
No.
No.
You can fight Thurkir when he shows back up because he's MIA.
You want me to stay here with you just in case anything, or do you want me to go look for him?
If somebody's found him, then you would be doomed.
Rude.
Rude.
Fine. I will stay by you then.
But accurate. But very, very accurate.
I suppose. I will stay next to you then during the tournament.
The first round begins. You see 2 fairly lightly trained soldiers head out there and compete. It's, if you're not used to like actually fighting and watching combat, it's a good match. Goldmane sits there the whole time and goes, "Wow, his form's off."
God, this guy sucks. Oh, I could beat him with 3 legs tied, both my legs and arms tied behind my back. Ah, look at him. Sloppy. Couldn't even 1v1 my mom.
Yep.
That's actually probably accurate too, considering my mom and dad's history.
One second.
On.
What are we looking
Okay.
at? What are we looking for?
I don't know, Jason, 1 second.
Oh, okay.
So, that
Yes.
round completes. 2 shit tier fighters, go out there, one of them wins, doesn't really matter. You then see the next fighter to enter the circle with a man much older than him, is Claudio.
Lucy! There's a Lucy behind you.
I know.
Hard to sneeze.
Mm-hmm. Claudio is going up against a man who's about 26 years older than him. Man's got a lot of gray in his beard, a lot more musculature. And the fight starts. And while this guy's strength and natural age, kind of show right away, like he's, being very savvy about his attacks, he's using a lot of strength. Claudio actually bests him through some clever bullshit that we will let you imagine. We'll say throws a sweep kick in there, fucking gets a roundhouse sweep kick, and puts the sword to his throat, submit, and the guy submits. Crowd goes wild. You see Lord Adario, up out of his chair clapping. The mom even stands up and applauds, and everybody takes their seats again. On the other side of the bracket, there is a clear favorite. a 19-year-old by the name of Nicodemus. The crowd loves him. Another one of those, like he takes off his helmet. He's not pretty, but he's striking. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got good features. Like he's not like a model per se, but he's handsome as get out. Big, 6'2", well built, well muscled, like 220 pounds. And he is just going through the list as well. Just every soldier thrown up against him fighting for this knighthood gets disposed of pretty easily. The next time you see Claudio again goes up against something that doesn't look like he should be able to hang. But Claudio hangs. Claudio succeeds. And they carve their way through this tournament, and it comes to the final of Claudio versus Nicodemus. Before the match starts, Lord Adario turns to you. John, listen, that is my son's best friend, and that is my firstborn. I'm so proud of both of them. It's really been something to see how they've all turned out. And no matter what, I'm going to get an amazing third night today. And I am so happy to have you here, my king.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, king is just tight. Their match begins. Uh-oh.
Lucy, gotta go side?
Don't do that. Rick.
Yes, sir.
You arrive at the hatch. The hatch is still open. I'm sorry, I am being summoned by a creature. Okay, we'll go outside. Come on. God damn it. God damn it.
I miss him having Turtle Beaches, because the Turtle Beaches were loud enough that there was times where like I'd hear Star Wars and I'm like, should I go outside? Burf, 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 start barking at him, and he's just like, ugh. Bark, 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 bark.
That awkward moment when you whisper the GM and he never gets back to you.
That's not an awkward moment. That's a normal moment with Jake.
It really is a normal moment.
I mean, hell,
I
last
know.
night Jake fucking Rob's like, what's the history of Furbogs? What's the history of Furbogs? What's the history of
Oh, yeah.
Furbogs?
Well, he was playing a different game then, but he was dealing with your bullshit this time.
20 minutes later. We were playing Dead Rising. There wasn't really anything important going on. It was the hack and slash zombies.
Right. It's not like you were in the last 20 people of PUBG or some shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the video I sent you, what they're doing is besides the bullpup, which
Glock.
they're adding the Glock. And also the bullpup is going to be like the Tommy gun and only airdrop. Which I think is retarded.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Because they have 3 5.56 rifles, or ARs, and 1 7.62 AR.
7.62 is the AK, right?
Alright.
Correct.
Yeah.
The
What other assault rifles shoot 7.62?
Not a single one.
I mean, in real life.
Well, the bullpup's going to be 7.62. I don't know if it actually does IRL, but...
Depends on what bullpup it is, but all some do. Does the saw shoot 7.62?
No, that shoots 5.56.
Okay.
The 7.62 rifles are the SKS, the Kar 96. I wanna say the M24.
Well, that's the 24. Okay.
And then, yeah, the VSS uses 9mm though. The AWM uses a point the 300 caliber.
308.
No, just that, literally just point 300.
Oh, okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
You're welcome.
So,
Yes.
you arrive at the hatch.
Mm-hmm. And it's open.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Well, since it's open, and Thurkir isn't anywhere nearby that I can see, I'm assuming either something came out and got him, or he went in there. So, Balric's going in.
Okay. You walk inside. You have to crouch your head.
Alright. And...
Now Okay. Crouch your head. Walk through this earthen tunnel. Did we ever figure out if you had dark vision?
I do not have dark vision. However, I would probably just cast light without even thinking about it.
Okay. And you see the same thing. A river of worms, about 15 feet in, begins crawling around the corners. Thurkir, are you hearing coming down?
Well, it seems that somebody's joining us.
Yes.
Wait, you didn't
Yes.
answer my question first? Oh, bitch.
No, he did answer your question, but you and I are going to talk about that away from the game.
Okay, that's fair.
You've just been down there with him the whole time, either out of what he had to say and wanting to know more, or out of I don't have a good out. As
Probably both are true.
Rick rounds the corner, slouched and uncomfortable. You see the faint light, and then you see Rick's large form emerge into the larger chamber where there's actually enough room for him to stand up.
I'm going to let out like a really uncomfortable groan as I do.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna nod at him as he walks in.
What are you doing here, Thurkir?
I was beckoned.
And
I
I'm
apparently
assuming,
knew we were out there the whole time.
And that's when the worms shift, and suddenly you see the person who's standing in front of Thurkir, or the humanoid shape made of worms, like flatten onto the floor, and then you see massive worms surge up in front of you.
Balric does kind of take like a half step backwards, because, I mean, despite seeing all the worms, he wasn't expecting that in particular to happen. So, but he doesn't, like, back away, you know what I'm saying?
Right. He's, oh, shit. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Like, you're a thing, and he'll ask it, you know, like, what are you?
I am Alfred the Lungborn, son of King Otirian, former prince to Aelin. And you are Balric over a being who definitely wishes to see me removed.
Balric just kind of gives a half smile to him, and he says, "You know, you're mostly right, but it's not a definitely, because there's something different about you, Mister. I forgot how to pronounce his name,
Longborn.
Mister Longborn."
You can roll a history check on that because you'd actually know about that. Third tier might not know, but you would. Longborn, the original line of Sorcerer Kings before the McBride clan took the throne roughly 270 years before this time.
Mm-hmm.
The mass of worms kind of shifts and pulsates on the floor. Cleric, my reasons are of greater good and of dire importance. I ask you politely, take your friend and make leave of this place.
Mm, so is this chamber made like entirely out of worms?
Made out of dirt, and there's worms everywhere, dropping from the ceiling, coming out of the walls. You know, just like there's this constant pulse of worms moving around.
Yummy.
Mm,
Kyle made a boob. Refer to above picture.
yeah, Balric right now is kind of contemplating because again he doesn't get the evil undead kind of feeling, but it is undead, so it is technically his job to get rid of it.
Yep.
So he says,
Just stands there like, you can actually roll me a perception to like try to, you know, or an insight actually, rather, to give me a feel of this, the vibe you're getting here.
now my half decent rolls are coming in.
Yep. It's, you know, it is measuring you up, and it is definitely watching there. But, like you've noticed ever since you've, you know, stooped your head and came through, like no worms are falling on you, no worms are really crawling over you. Like there's actually a small circle of space around you. As far as reading, it's like its emotions, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you have no inclination to go off. The only thing you can really get from it is it means business when it tells you to just take your friend. Like, it's got a very aggressive posture, but other than that, it's like you don't, like, there's no face to read because its face is a writhing mass of worms.
Balric says, Thurkir.
Yes.
Let's go.
I nod and start walking.
Alright, he makes sure like Thurkir passes first into the smaller part.
Yep.
And then he'll look at the walking worm that walks, and he'll say to it, I don't normally let these things go.
I know you don't. But you will today.
He kind of squints at it.
You won't find me here again.
And he says, I better not. And then he'll turn and leave.
You turn around, you leave, you walk out. As soon as he says that, though, the worms disperse. They all begin burrowing their way into the ground. The river stops. All the worms dig deep into the ground. And like after a few steps, you're not walking on worms anymore. You're just walking on very moist, loose dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk out into the sun with their cure. And then we cut back to the tournament. The final round has begun. It is Nicodemus versus Claudio. And you see them head out there, and they just start giving each other everything they got. They, they're throwing strong blows. They're blocking well. They're parrying well. Goldbane, you're actually thoroughly impressed with this contest.
Wait, how old is the Lord?
Claudio's son?
No, how old is the Lord himself?
32. 31.
Okay. Alright. I could have sworn he was younger. I said, damn, he got busy young. Just kind of dawned because you said the kid was like 16.
Yeah. Like I said, he's roughly John's age. But these kids are throwing swords very well. Again, Goldmane is impressed. A lot of potential out there. Some stuff that'll get cleaned up in time, but there's a couple of first-round draft picks right there.
The Golden Man is impressed. That's scary.
Been a winner yet?
Huh?
Has there been a winner to the tourney yet?
Nope, they're still fighting.
Okay.
And that's when the ground begins to shift. Everyone stands up because...
violently?
not very.
Is it enough for a startle?
The crowd kind of stands up a little bit. The fighters stop fighting for a second. And perception checks from the two of you.
Let's see. Goldman's grabbing the sword.
John, you see it. Goldmane, you're like looking around. You're like, the fuck? I'd like to think Goldmane is more looking at the crowd to see who's doing it, Like you're checking for a magic user of sorts, but John is actually watching more closely. He's watching the fight, per se, as the fighters stop for a second. And you barely see it, John, but you see a worm burst out of the ground and dig itself into Nicodemus's leg.
This Jake's camera unfocuses.
Mm-hmm. So, there we go. Suddenly, like, a couple of seconds pass, and you see Nicodemus kind of start jerking around, and he starts tensing up his shoulders, and, you see his body start tensing as the ground continues to shift a little bit, and then the shifting stops, and Nicodemus stares straight forward, and you see Claudio, like, looking around like, the hell was that? What just happened? And Nicodemus just comes at him hard, and Claudio doesn't get his sword up in time to block the blow, and takes a really strong hit. And then he grabs Claudio, and he tries to throw him to the ground. Claudio kind of, like, spins around, uses his, he's kind of noodly, kind of, a very dancey kind of fighter. And, he kind of, like, spins around and, like, keeps himself up, gets a hand down, squares himself up, and he's looking at Nicodemus like, okay. And then Nicodemus just comes in more vicious than you've seen this entire tourney. He comes in, he throws a sword blow, Claudio blocks it, he just punches Claudio in the face. the crowd is like, oh shit. You know, he brings the sword back around. Claudio gets another one up to block, and like Claudio's now looking for the hand this time, but then like he drops the sword and he just like does a takedown, takes him down.
Who took who down?
Nicodemus took the Lord's son down. They're like wrestling about on the ground, and like Nicodemus, like much larger than Claudio, wrestles his hands down with like one arm, like it's both arms over, both of his arms under one arm, and then he just takes a right hand and he just starts punching Claudio in the face, and he is just beating the shit out of this kid as you just hear like the moist, punches as like blood starts flying up. The Lord's
yells.
Yeah, Goldbane yells, the Lord stands up, the first knight stands up, Dunlin, starts heading forward, as this kid just starts beating him senseless. And, it gets to the point where Claudio can't even defend himself. The lady screams, the Lord's wife, she screams, she's like, stop him. And, Claudio is defenseless, and at this point, Nicodemus walks over to his sword and he just picks it up. And he walks back over Claudio.
If he looks like he's gonna get him, I'm gonna dominate person.
I was just gonna say I glory attack.
He raises the sword over his neck.
Then I'm dominate person.
Okay. Once you got to roll to save.
So.
What's your spell save?
18.
Okay. He's about to bring the sword down and he stops. But then he slowly turns his gaze and he looks at you, McBride. This is your fault. He just puts the sword through Claudio's neck.
Well,
at this point...
What I had said was I do a ranged attack.
Okay, you do a ranged attack? Well,
glory.
Okay, do it.
Okay, because I'm aiming at his arm, or that arm. Shit, hold on a second. I gotta scroll down real quick. It doesn't change damage, does it? It just adds a range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a hit. That kills him. You throw the attack after you realize he's still going to drop the sword. And literally this slash, like the air slash that you do, cuts him in half.
More than I desired?
A little bit.
Giving you the look.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like the sword goes through the neck, and then as he looks up, and like the crowd just hears a, of like Goldmane swinging his sword, and as glory cuts through the air, and like you just see a arc of air like just move like in a blink of an eye, and it hits this 19-year-old in the chest and the arm. Like the arm comes off first. The armor kind of like looks like it's intact for a second until it like pops, and you see just blood coming out of this kid's chest, and like blood comes out of his mouth. And the kid just like collapses on top of Claudio. And in a hot second, the first knight is in the ring, Dunlin is in the ring. Like the Lord and the lady are like clambering their way to get down. Guards are rushing the ring. As just a massive pool of blood comes out from between the two of them.
massive
a
pool
massive
of blood.
pool of blood. And that's when the blood begins to move.
Oh, Christ.
The blood forms itself up into the shape of a humanoid. With the narrowest waist you've ever seen, it basically looks like it's a dress, almost, is the best way to describe it, kind of tied to the waist, right? Like the waist is the size of maybe a hand.
Goldman's gonna step in front of John, because I'm assuming John's seat was higher than him.
Mm-hmm. And that's when it speaks. People of Dalton's Keep, to save your world and to save the lives of everyone here, the Court of Crimson demands one life. Jonathan McBride must not make it till sundown.
Oh, we about to have a lot of dead people.
And then you hear the Lord Dario speaks up. What happens if we don't kill the king? Then, as like the 8 guards standing around him, basically everybody except for his knight, his wife, his knights and his wife, the blood just like literally jumps out of the ground and just like goes into their throats. And they just start like choking and they're grabbing their necks and, and they collapse down. And like as they're, laying there like, the blood like slowly pours out of their mouths. And no one, like, it doesn't make another visage. Nobody else sees anything. You just hear, everybody hears the voice. Then everyone will die. And slowly every head in the crowd turns and looks at Jonathan McBride.
You just hear Nori like yell like John Fly.
I'm not quite ready. My wings will be ready, but I'm not leaving the ground yet.
And that's where we're going to end session.
I knew that was gonna fucking happen. Oh my god.
Nori's standing there with Glory just pointing at everybody.
He's just like, come on!
Oh man.
Bring it on!
And here I thought this was gonna be like a fun, whimsical adventure.
Oh, fuck no. I'm putting you motherfuckers through hell.
A fun, whimsical adventure.
Not
You
with John
wanted
and
the
Nora.
best. You got
I was
the best.
promised memes!
Here is
Put
a
that on your
meme.
tombstone.
Here is a meme.
I will bury you with that.
Oh my Jesus.
Do it yourself fidget spinner.
That's so bad, but so good. Ah.
Well, I got to kill somebody.
Yeah. John's gonna have words with you later about that one.
Only if you'd let me kill him sooner. Could have saved the kid.
I just want to know what the fuck he was
Not
pulling
only
at
did
to
you
resist
not save
Dominic.
the kid, you killed the other fucking knight. Or would-be knight.
That's because he killed the kid.
Dude, that kid was a bitch if he died to 18 damage.
I would like to point out again,
Yes, we are like
they're kids. I'd also like to point out
high level.
you're
I'd
level
also-
15.
I'd
And I'd
also
also
like
like to point out that they've been fighting already.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I also like to point out that it actually wasn't something you could resist because it was a fucking wind attack. Just kind of cuts through whatever it wants. And, you know, there's also C where it has to kill because it is Kyle.
It was also only
So-
one attack out of an attack action that I usually get 3 attacks in.
We're
I mean, it
gonna
was-
have to retroactively cut John out of the future campaign
Yeah.
/ past campaign.
I mean, I'll only be here for like literally the next session, so don't do it without me.
Look at Jake brooding.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm
So-
fucking
I feel
absorbing
like-
shit.
I feel like